Welcome, everybody, to episode 119 of Fat Guys on a Little Podcast. I'm your co-host, Steve, and always joined by
Charles here.
And for live via satellite, via or via, whichever you prefer, Bill Vicious. How you doing, Bill?
Chilling and shit. How about you?
He is chilling and shit.
That's a technical term.
All other types of ill shit.
Bill, do me a favor there in Chicagoland. Pull up the Facebook and make sure our video is live, because
I see video, yes.
all right. Sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, a little behind the scenes how the sauce is made. When you go live on Facebook, it's supposed to give you a little preview, but the last couple weeks it just says, "Sorry, we're having trouble playing this video," so I don't actually know if we're live. That's why BV confirms it for us, and he will answer any of your questions or comments you may have during this live Friday edition of Fat Guys on a Little Podcast. Now, we got some interesting things for you. Last spur of the minute taste test, spur of the moment, Dunkin' Donuts Ghost Pepper Donut. We'll have to see how that tastes. Then we got, of course, more news. We're going to celebrate the Lakers because BV loves them so much, and much, much more. So first we're going to start with, and I'm going to ask both you guys, is either one of you familiar with QAnon?
So I know that everyone's freaking out about the president confirming QAnon or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with this, so you got to school us up a little bit.
Bill, how about yourself?
I'm a little bit familiar with it, right? This is this crazy conspiracy about a bunch of Satan-worshipping pedophiles that, running a global child sex trafficking ring.
Yeah, essentially that's what it is.
Plotting to take out President Trump.
Yeah.
That sounds 100% legit.
A right-wing they always call it alt right-wing or alt. I don't know what is the alternative?
I
don't know. But anyways, yeah, Bill pretty much said it, and I believe a lot of it was spurred on once Netflix put that Jeffrey Epstein video documentary out, and then everyone realized that Clinton was part of that and blah, blah, blah. So I think that kind of led
Clinton's
to this.
part of the QAnon, or this is all part of the...
Clinton's a Democrat that was friends with Jeffrey Epstein, among other famous celebrities. And this QAnon group believes a lot of famous Democrats and celebrities are pedophiles, which Jeffrey Epstein was. So that, I think, led to this, and it got a huge following online. People, I think it's because of COVID and everyone's on board. They got nothing better to do. Why does any other conspiracy theory really take up?
Besides looking into a conspiracy theory?
Yeah, I think Tom Hanks is in QAnon. I'm pretty sure. So because of that, of course, the news caught wind of it. Then asked Trump about it, and Trump was like, "Huh? What?" And even though I'm pretty sure he probably knows about it too. But so there you go. So now you know what QAnon is. Does anyone believe this stuff? I mean, there may be pedophiles out there, but I don't, because it goes further than that. They're deep state Democrats, so these are the people trying to run the world, and like the Koch
I guess
brothers.
Does it go back
side
to like everyone are trying to act like the Clintons had the Epstein guy rubbed out, all that kind of stuff? And
yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I'm catching up a little bit.
And Jeffrey Epstein was rubbing elbows with a lot of famous rich people.
But even Trump. So what is it?
Well, they'll tell you Trump has never been on the plane manifesto for him to the island.
So
Trump
he has his own private jet. I mean, what are we talking? He's looking at the flying Epstein.
Where Bill Clinton's name has shown up 6-7 times on that plane.
Didn't
manifesto.
have a jet.
Yeah,
what
so
are we talking about?
I don't know. I'm not with the tinfoil hat sitting Same people also think the moon landing's fake and all those other things. The more attention the media gives it, the more credence it's going to get and more popularity. If they just ignore it, it'd probably go away. But now they're going to be we're on the news.
I started watching on Hulu. They have that bullshit show, which is the Penn and Teller show. You
I love
were a
that
big
show.
fan of that show.
Yes,
Yeah. And they had a conspiracy theory episode, and it was really good because they went through the JFK thing and just like how these crackpots and then like 9/11 conspiracy theorists and all this kind of stuff.
That's a huge one.
I guess everyone can't accept the world the way it is, so they come up with their own weird spin on it, and here we are, to your point. I don't know.
It's been throughout the century.
Do you buy into any conspiracy theories? Is there anyone that makes you go, well, I don't know?
I definitely don't buy into the moon landing one. I definitely don't buy into the 9/11 one. I'm trying to think if I know of any off the top. Bill, any conspiracy theories you've heard through the years that you might consider? Them playing off the UFO stuff and then releasing all the UFO
that weird
thing.
thing just recently.
Yeah, might be a little something there. I don't know
maybe
about
they
that.
just maybe it's
I'm
not
not saying
necessarily
they're
UFO, but they can't explain what it is.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess. Okay, so I'm with you on that a little bit.
There might be a little tinge there,
but not a ton.
Yeah,
Definitely not.
Bill?
Yeah, I can't really think of anything. I'm sure there's been a conspiracy theory over the years that seemed quasi plausible, but I mean, this to me is just an example of the fact that we've reached a point in society where for political gain, people will come up with literally fucking anything.
Yeah. A
Basically.
great example.
And this is,
Oh, sorry.
I would put about as much stock in this as, I don't know, some claim that
Good job.
I don't even have one.
The temples, the Egyptian temples were
Knights
built
of
by
Templars
aliens.
or
Yeah.
whatever, yeah.
Oh, stonemasons is another one. So great example of how things just get out of control. 2 days ago on Facebook, everyone was posting that Dustin Diamond, Screech of Saved by the Bell, was killed in a prison riot. That he was in prison.
Jeez.
And that would.
And did you bring the uniform from that riot?
Yes, I got the riot. I got my riot uniform on.
You need those slip-on prison shoes.
I know I should have worn some slides, but no, that was all false. So it's one guy on the internet. It could lead to hundreds of people typing shit. So, anyways, QAnon. There you go. Look it up, people. Become a new conspiracy theorist. It's a fun time. You get tinfoil hats at the meeting. Yeah, you get to drink Kool-Aid. Might be poison.
But it just goes. One of the things that is a rub against Trump, and again, we try to stay pretty neutral on the show and just kind of head scratch and try to say just think normal. But like adding any credence to this kind of kooky shit like this is just not good for a country, is what I would say. So for President Trump to even just dance away from this and don't even get, because that's another big conspiracy. I think that there's a conspiracy theory from the Republican Party to not have people mail in vote. If you want to know a conspiracy theory, I believe
that was another conspiracy theory too. That Democrats have dead people voting, and a lot of dead people that died 6 years ago or whatever. They get ballots all of a sudden mysteriously.
Remember the Obama death panels?
I don't remember that.
They were all conspiring to. Oh no, the Republicans during particularly the first Obama term had this conspiracy that Obama had commissioned a bunch of the Democratic Congress people to come up with this committee that would set policies creating death panels to eliminate seniors, to avoid, to bolster the claims of health costs and whatnot. It was ridiculous, but they literally, a number of people thought that they actually were commissioning death panels to kill old people.
The other one I remember with Obama was the birther thing, and the birth that was all over the place.
They just refused to believe.
Yeah, he was born in Israel, or born. I forget where they said he was born.
Africa.
He was not born in Hawaii, apparently, or wherever he was born.
Yeah, Kenya is where they said he was born.
Kenya, that's it. Yeah, so that was another big one too. So, enough of this dumb Democrat stuff and Republican stuff and politics stuff. We're going to move on to what we like, and that's college football. But college football right now, it's struggling.
Dude, I would argue
it's
both
like Joe Namath. It's
NFL
struggling.
and college, man, are really like, it is eeky out there right now, man. I just saw a handful more of positive tests coming back from this team, and this is crazy.
Now, I have a preview for the three big games I thought were going to happen this weekend. One of them's not going to happen. LSU versus Florida. Florida has a lot of COVID cases right now. So they will not be playing this week. They are postponed. Now, Notre Dame already had their COVID cases 3 weeks ago.
So we're building up a herd immunity.
Yeah, Notre Dame's okay. So Louisville hasn't tested positive. So Louisville versus Notre Dame is coming tomorrow night. That should be a decent one. Or
should be decent. Not amazing.
Not great, but yeah. And the other one everyone's looking forward to.
This is going to be awesome.
Alabama versus Georgia, 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Bill, your coach has COVID.
Yeah,
is that affected at all?
If Kirby Smart can't put it together when he's gone, you really need to examine it. Anyway, BB, what do you got for a preview?
If he can't beat a Sark coached team that has demonstrated over the last couple of weeks that their defense is not very good, then I hate to say it, but I almost. If it wasn't for this rule about, kind of picking the squad sort of thing for the lock, Georgia's getting 4 points against Alabama.
Where is it at? Is it in Bama?
In this situation?
Is it in Georgia?
I'm not sure, actually.
Yeah, I thought it was in Georgia. I might be wrong.
Ooh, between the hedges or whatever they say in Georgia?
The one I highlighted that is when one of the college student females try to jump over the hedge and get stuck. It always happens. It's like that one girl waving to her friends because she's stuck in the bushes.
The game is
in a bubble.
Looks like it's. I think it's in.
Is it in Jerry's world? Like, what's going on?
No,
this is going to be
no,
a marquee matchup. I am super
This is what
excited
everyone's
for
gonna
this.
watch
This is
tomorrow.
going to be great. It should be on paper, I guess I should say, but you got
I'd
no
be a
say.
lot more excited by it if it was. It's. I believe it's at Alabama.
Oh, okay. So are they gonna get like an iPad and put Saban up on it and put a stick and just have him move up and down
Not
the
even
sideline?
that, man. Put him on one of those little
That would be
wheelie
illegal.
robots.
Why would that be illegal?
Well, because the league requirements are that if you're out for something like particularly that with the COVID, that you can if you're not going to be physically there or in a team press box, you cannot have any contact with your team at any kind from 90 minutes before the
They
game
ain't
through the end.
following that rule. He's fucking calling that coach up in that press box in a heartbeat.
Oh.
Every time you see a coach on a phone on that game, that's Saban yelling at him. They ain't following
Do
that
you
rule.
think, and I guess maybe BV can speak
Bill
to
even
this,
knows they ain't
how
following that rule.
involved is Saban in the day-to-day at Bama anymore? Do you guys think he's still...
Yeah, I think he's a control freak.
You
Yeah,
do?
yeah.
Yeah.
He runs the day-to-day stuff. In fact, they made a big deal out of. I was watching something earlier today, making a big deal of that. Saban's still working from home, but that Sarkisian was handling sort of the day-to-day stuff with practices and with the team. Yeah, he's always been a real hands-on guy, so I think he's still very, very involved. This is going to be a problem, I think, for.
But this guy's not going to get involved during the game.
He's taking one out.
Yeah, I'm going to stay home. Go do some badminton in the backyard with the grandkids.
Badminton.
There's also been
Croquet.
some talk that I've heard some talk that there's a possibility that he might be making the argument that there was a false positive,
Oh.
and if he can demonstrate 3 negative tests and 2 within a 24-hour period, he could conceivably still coach.
My
I don't think
prediction,
he's going to.
He's going to be in a full body hazmat suit on the sideline.
Dude, like an outbreak scene?
Yeah, he's going to be in an outbreak suit.
I just think that if your program, if I'm the AD at Alabama, okay?
You'd also have COVID because he has COVID too.
Well, I'm just saying, like...
Okay,
I-
the assistant AD.
Yeah, whoever's in charge of that university, if you're saying that his staff cannot go one game without this head coach, Nick Saban's not a spring chicken. I mean,
Yeah,
at
you
some
better start
point,
thinking of some backups.
like I'm just saying, like longevity for the
And
program.
the guy that's calling the game, Sarkisian or whatever, is a raging alcoholic.
He's the guy from USC, right? There was a
yeah,
big
he's
boozer.
a total
Yeah,
clusterfuck.
yeah.
So they know they don't
He's
want to hand it over to him.
Yeah.
I mean, but I guess everyone deserves a 5th chance. I mean, 3rd chance or 2nd chance.
I don't
Whatever.
know, man. I'm just saying, like if you can't survive a game versus Georgia.
What are you gonna say, Bill?
Yeah, I got to be honest. I mean, I'm nervous about this game before Saban gets COVID, so I don't like this at all. To be honest,
I just hope, and this is just my inner football nerd, I just want a good game, baby. I want a game that's like, holy crap, did you watch Georgia Bama? Now we got some football. That's all I need.
How many people they letting in that stadium?
40,000.
They're spaced out. Look,
Alabama's acting like they got no issues. No, we only had 8 cases in the whole state. Yeah, okay.
get them boys in there. We'll watch that
Sure.
game. What?
well, it's kind of funny. It's kind of talking about that. You go to the LSU Florida game that got canceled because of all the Florida players with COVID. Just the last weekend, Dan Mullen, the Florida coach, was going on about how he was angry that after Florida kind of relaxed some of the rules that the university wasn't going to let them put 90,000 in the stands for the game. And now they're not even going to play. Because,
He thinks with a straight face, you want to have 90,000 20-year-old kids and their families. Dude, how much COVID would be in that stadium? You're crazy.
It'd be like Oprah, just handing it out. You get COVID. You get COVID.
And meanwhile, I hit Steve up with this just this week. I don't have to go to Thanksgiving this year because Dr.
going,
Fauci told me
I'm gonna get you a hazmat
that
suit. You can sit right next
all
to
the
Dave.
gatherings are not supposed to take place.
You will sit next to one
Nope.
thou. Enjoy your turkey.
Unless
Shut
everyone
your
can
ass.
produce a negative test at that event, I will not be
I've had
there.
enough tests. Well,
I looked up too. They're allowing 20% capacity, so it's going to be about 20,000 people at the game.
not bad. So then we head to the NFL, and my team rolled some heads. One would argue that maybe some other teams should do this, and
just cut their losses.
Cut their losses. Yeah. But the Falcons said,
like the Jets.
Arthur Blank, the owner of the Falcons, also owner of Home Depot, said, enough Dan Quinn and enough Dimitrov.
You have talent for days on that team, and that is a super underachieving team. I mean,
do you blame the owner for firing him?
No, you had to. I mean, you had no choice because, for all intents and purposes, if you ask any pundit, any idiot with a mic like us, Atlanta had no talent issues. So for you to be winless,
little on defense.
Oh, okay.
But they should still be winning 38-25 or something.
I'm saying. So okay, make it happen on offense. Their offense is putrid.
Yeah,
I want to say
terrible.
they haven't had in 30. What did they say on the McAfee show? 30-something drives. They haven't had a receiving touchdown and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That is just unheard of with that much talent, dude.
Yeah. So they're cleaning house.
But to BV's point, the Jets need to do the same thing.
Well, the Lions need to do the same thing as well.
Yeah, this is true.
And one would argue Jacksonville. There's a couple
getting
others.
Longer. Yeah.
Those four definitely.
Texans, I think, were pretty staunch when they did
Texans rolled some heads,
Yeah.
so they're not waiting this year. They're like, listen, I don't know
what
certain
COVID, ball clubs are, because like he said, the Jets already gave a vote of confidence to the Adam Gase guy. So.
Yeah. And they let go of Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, he's in the Chiefs, man. How stacked is that?
He went to the Chiefs?
Yes, he's a Chief.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
So the thing of the Falcons, though, and this kind of reminds me a lot of years past with the Cowboys, where they talk about how much talent they had, but they'd never win. And yeah, they find a way to lose games. So there's some legitimacy to that. But I also think that we tend to get a little bit too focused on where the talent is and assume that the team's just stacked of talent. They've got talent at skill positions on offense. And then with the exception of a handful of players and the rest of both sides of the ball, there's not a whole lot there. The offensive line's pretty suspect. A couple defensive linemen are pretty good, and I think they have maybe one linebacker. Their secondary is abysmal.
I didn't hear this when we did our preview from BV, though, is all I'm trying to say. So I get what your point is, BV. All the paperwork in the world, I get your point. All I'm saying is there's no one in the NFL blogosphere conversation who would have said that Atlanta should be winless at this point of the season.
Yeah, no.
No, they shouldn't be.
They should have been either winning shootouts or winning a high score
or losing
game.
squeakers.
Yeah,
I'll give you losing squeakers. These games are just abysmal.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
They should be like a 6-10, 7-9 team that plays games in the 30s and 40s almost every week.
Yeah.
So no, they shouldn't be 0-5. That's what I'm saying. They find ways to blow up
and they were winning
games
3
too.
out of the 5 games they lost by
like
double digits.
But I do think we tend to look at teams that have a quarterback, a couple receivers, and a running back and think, oh, my God, this team's so talented. Well, I mean, yes and no.
I wasn't trying to say they're a Super Bowl contender, BB. All I'm saying is that is a huge underachievement. And honestly, you got to admit, aside from when was the last time the Falcons really did the deep? When was the
2017? They're in the Super Bowl.
So I know, but I'm saying but they've steadily declined from that point forward.
Yeah.
So at some point, you got to have the hard conversation.
They had it and cut his ass.
Yeah, I mean, but does anyone disagree with the firing in this room? Would be the question. BB, do you have any thoughts?
My choice, Eric Bieniemy from the Chiefs.
I would have done it after the first 3.
Yeah. What's that, Steve?
Eric Bieniemy from the Chiefs. Want him as the head coach.
You guys want to put him everywhere.
Well, I want him in the Falcons because of that offense and him coaching it. That should be
be
Chiefs 2.0.
Yeah,
we'll see. I don't think Patrick Mahomes got Matt Ryan beat, so they may have to go different quarterback. But we'll see. All right.
Well,
so now,
do you think they're going to get rid of Matty Ice?
Because the owner did
he's
not.
old and they're going to own him a ton of money.
And the owner didn't reassure. He said we'll assess everything at the end of the season. And he's 35, so.
Yeah, it's not.
And at that point, if they're 2-14, they got a shot at the guy from Clemson. So might as well take it, right? Yeah. But anyways,
it's all right. He's gonna be a Jet. Good luck, sunshine. You're gonna need it, but BB's gonna get his wish. He's gonna get annihilated in New York. BB will smile his whole time at the draft.
So this part of the segment, we would talk about the Thursday night game, but there is no Thursday night game from yesterday. But we'll talk about the Tuesday night game with the stiff arm heard around the world. By far
my
the
God.
most devastating stiff arm I've ever seen in football.
Yeah, so they played the shit out of this all day on Sports.
This was like the Clowney hit on Michigan.
Yeah,
they got
it was
replayed.
crazy. But I gotta tell you, and me and you kind of texted a little bit during the week. It's nice to see a team play defense and run a ball. I don't know. I mean, call me crazy.
A little
but
play
like,
action.
Yeah, it's
Even
weird
had
how that works.
even had Stifler doing some scrambling.
Yeah, I don't know, man. And it was is the bloom fell off the rose, the Josh Allen stuff. Now can we stop
Well,
acting like he's
that was
better?
a tough defense, so he'll probably do okay.
But he's going to see that a handful of times.
Well,
I
this
mean,
Monday they get to play the Chiefs, so he won't get annihilated defensively. So he'll score.
he's going to
20,
score 42.
Well, he's not going to. They'll score in mid-20s, and the Chiefs, unfortunately, will score in the 40s.
Yeah.
So, but Bill, any thoughts on the Bills coming up against Monday night against the Chiefs?
Oh, they were going to get waxed either way. This last game notwithstanding, they were just really, really flat in this game against Tennessee, and I almost kind of wish they went back to the whole "you got jacked." I mean, the first I saw that I was like, "Oh, dude, it's like a total jacked up section right there." That guy just got. He got tossed like into the frickin',
it was amazing.
the boxes or something.
And that was Josh Norman, right? That's a pretty good DB. That's not like he's some scrub somewhere.
Didn't matter.
He's like
lost the leverage game. It don't matter who it was.
Henry's
He's
pretty
a
much
big
beast
dude.
Yeah, that was just wow, man. That's to me is worse than the boss getting run over by Bo Jackson or I mean, dude just got straight bitch slapped, tossed to the ground. I mean, he should have filed a complaint.
It was good though. Man.
He was like Christian Okoye from Tecmo Super Bowl.
I gotta tell you though,
knocking people out.
And Steve will touch base on this. The Tennessee team, man. I think that they do their Minnesota style with a little bit more on both sides of the ball, and they're quiet.
They're Minnesota style without shitty ass Kirk Cousins.
I mean,
but Stifler plays better than Kirk Cousins.
They're a quiet,
Kirk Cousins
tough,
sucks.
good team, and they're often
who all work out together when they have COVID. Though we have figured that out.
Well,
yeah, maybe they shouldn't have done that.
They herd immunity.
That's why I picked them to win that division. But
because they can't get COVID.
But they
again?
do. I mean, there's every once in a while you get that one team that still plays just sound old school football.
And they'll be like,
and to be
10
completely
and 6,
honest,
11 and 5.
When you're talking about replacements for the Falcons, I'd like to see them actually get a defensive coach, and then get an offensive coordinator that's going to run like a run first play action style. Because if Atlanta's notorious for coming out the first quarter half of the game running the shit out of the ball, and then forgetting they ever had a running back in the first place and chucking it 40 times in the next 3 quarters. Yeah. Whereas if they could establish a run game and then run their play action off that with all the receivers they have, I mean, they could put up massive numbers.
Your problem is
that's the way the NFL game is now. That's the problem.
Yeah, well,
where do you go out and find, this 3 yards in a cloud of dust shit just doesn't exist anymore.
And their last 2 head coaches were defensive coaches. Dan Quinn was a defensive coordinator from San Francisco. The other guy was a defensive coordinator from Jacksonville. So
you don't see him popping.
They're going offense this time. Okay. He's like, I did defense twice. We're going offense.
That's a sound theory.
Yeah,
I wowould get a good solid defensive head coach and then get an offensive coordinator like a Norv Turner type.
Yeah,
that's gonna pound play action.
I'm sure he's kicking around somewhere with his
got to be
faces.
At this point.
I bet
he's been around a long goddamn
front office, man. He's staying there forever.
Yeah. All right, well, that was a look at the Tuesday night game. Bills got bitch slapped pretty much, and they're going to get bitch slapped again Monday. I'm sorry, Bills fans. It's just going to happen. You're not beating Pat Mahomes, and it's in Kansas City. And they just signed Le'Veon Bell won't play, but they got him as
just momentum for days.
Yeah, it's over for them.
A mollywop is ensuing.
Yeah, so they're going to lose 2 straight here. They'll probably rebound when they get to play the Jets in Miami and all that. So, because I think Fitz Tragic is on full display.
Steve always wants that.
All right, so let's talk about the last bubble team. We talked about it last week. We thought it was going to be over quicker, but Miami kind of stuck around for an extra game or so, and the Lakers won the title. Is anyone excited about this?
I gotta tell you, this is the dud heard around the world. I don't know if you guys have an opinion or whatever, but like,
One of the lowest,
you almost kind of wanted the Heat to win just to throw some spice into it or something,
or at least go Game 7 to make it interesting.
Anything, you know.
They brought that guy back in Game 6 that Miami did with the big robo knee and leg, and I think he was more of he hampered him more than helped him. Really, he didn't
change their game plan.
What is that guy's name, Bill? You know, the guy with the bad leg.
You talking about Dragic?
Yeah, he didn't do so hot, and I thought he was. They were always trying to feed him the ball because he's one of the stars, right? And I was like, they should have just left him. Like, just sit
Jimmy
out.
Buckets all day.
Yeah, just give more to Jimmy Bucket. But Lakers win. LeBron gets his 4th title with 3 different teams now. So I mean, the guy's good. Greatest, not greatest, doesn't really matter. I mean, he's going to be rich. He's going to be top 2.
I know what you're saying, but we've had this conversation.
Finals. That's a lot.
I'm not arguing that, but he manipulates the system that didn't exist, and that's my one caveat. It's always going to be there. You can't have the conversation and not include him, is what I'm trying to say. But if you always were like, hey, let me call up my buddies who are some all-stars and say, we going over here and hooping, you want to roll? Okay, cool.
Yeah. It was the lowest rated finals in years, or maybe ever. I don't know. But
people are going after the politics of pro sports right now.
Yeah.
They're saying that the politics are dragging everything down.
And then they had the big China controversy where, you know, they're taking money from China, but China's, I forget what they're doing over there, doing
weird
something.
Hong Kong.
Yeah. So,
you got any thoughts on the championship happening?
Well, you know, I agree with pretty much everything you said about LeBron, but I'd like to add one other thing. How many times is he going to be in a finals that they win, have another player basically dominate the series, but then he still ends up with the MVP? It happened in Miami. It happened in Cleveland where Kyrie Irving basically had to take all those games home because when the 4th quarter hit and winning time, he just wanted to pass the ball off. And then last time I checked, from what I saw, which was a good portion of the series, it was Anthony Davis that was dominating the games. It wasn't LeBron.
they couldn't give it to him. He has a unibrow.
He's doing the salon.
And he's a big guy. It's a bitch.
To me, it adds just a little bit more spice to the argument, which I think is completely valid. That, well, yeah, I mean, so if he's just going to go around and manipulate to get super teams so that he can win, and then still only wins 4 of 10, then that's one thing. But on top of it, I mean, he's not even necessarily the lead dog when he's there. He's the big name, he's the star, but he's not always the one that gets it done. Certainly not when it's on the line.
You got it. That's an excellent point. Now he's 35. How many more titles do you think he can squeak in before he retires? You figure 40, right? He's aiming for 40 before he retires.
So he's got 5 more seasons.
5 more seasons in him.
I'm going to give him another 2.
2?
He manipulates the system so badly. It's unbelievable. So people just call him up, hey, I want to get that ring. Where you at? Like, it's just...
Well, the only one stopping them is the Clippers if they get their shit together.
And but they just bounced old boy. They bounced Doc Rivers. Now they're going with Tyronn Lue. So I don't know. I don't know what that...
Bill, how many titles do you think he gets before he retires more on top of this?
I think maybe 1 more.
If he gets 2, doesn't he tie Jordan?
Yeah, but Jordan got 6 and 6, and I don't know. There was never any question who the man was. So... the thing is that I never even liked Jordan, but it's true. The thing about Jordan is you didn't have to like him because you couldn't deny the dude. He was the fucking man, and there was no question.
Good luck saying
I would
otherwise.
say though that with the next couple of years, you still have Golden State with their people getting healthy, and if they can pick up one other, solid, it doesn't even need to be necessarily at the level of Durant, and I think they can give the Lakers problems. And then you still also have in Brooklyn, there's that team that they put together and had some success in the playoffs. You've got Durant, that's supposedly going to be healthy next year, coming off the Achilles, and you have Kyrie, presumably at full strength. So I don't think it's a given that the Lakers are just going to continue to dominate. I mean, they're going to be one of the top contenders, but
they will continue.
I'm not going to crown them again.
Yeah, but they will continue to harvest talent from throughout the league.
Somehow manipulate that cap.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Also, Kyrie Irving's back on the Lakers.
So
how did that happen?
Okay,
but there is still things like salary caps, and
somehow he always makes it work. It's weird how that works.
I mean, they don't necessarily even have a super team now. They have 2 really top players and a bunch of role players.
Yeah.
So
2 of the top 5 players in the whole league are on one team.
Yeah,
well,
Rondo.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's that.
I'm just saying.
Well, now here's the next question for you. I have for you two. When do you think the NBA is coming back? Now they wait till after December. You think
What
January?
would typically be their return date at the if this
Well,
were,
isn't it in September? Don't they usually start the season?
September, October, something
Yeah,
like that.
right
Yeah.
around now.
I don't know. I think they got to probably wait till after the 1st. I would assume. I mean,
I know they love that Christmas Day game setup.
yeah, they do.
They
It's a
love
huge
that. That's like the
marquee
kickoff
thing.
for
Yeah,
them.
maybe they.
So
might.
I'm thinking late December they try to kick it off.
It's pretty sound, but that's a quick turn, man. You're
Are
asking
they-
teams to basically play from. You're gonna have October and November off, and then pretty much camps into like games that matter by December.
I
That's
don't know.
tough, man.
Bill, your thoughts?
Well, I'm kind of curious to see if they intend to have a longer season than they did this year. I'm talking about as far as the bubble thing. If they want to do a 40 or 50 game season, are they going to be able to pull that off with the bubble? Because as far as we can tell, right? I mean, COVID's not going away, and for them to effectively pull it off, they probably need to do the bubble again. Are they going to be able to do that for a longer season or for another season? It seemed like players were kind of barely tolerating it for as long as they did it this time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, and to be honest with you, I don't know that I care a whole lot right now. Let them take as much time as they need. And this whole thing was supposed to be really, really exciting, and it didn't turn out to work out that way. So
The thing bugged me too. There's no home court advantage whatsoever. The court looked the
digital
same.
court's weird.
Yeah, it was like everything was just the same. It was like at least spiced it up, look kind of like the Lakers would be at home or something.
What, you want to do? Hang some banners?
Change the fucking logos on the corners. I want to pull some stickers. I don't
Pull
know.
some stickers.
How hard would that be?
They had no workers to pull the
Multi-billion-dollar fucking industry. They can't feel some stickers on the ground. I mean, let's be honest here. Put some stickers up. I don't know. Turn the court trim yellow. I think I've done something. No, same basic shit with those fucking monitors in the background.
Yeah,
it was like every
And
game
then,
looked the
I'm
same.
just exhausted of like, why can't we just do the UFC? Why can't we just get the squeaks and why do we got to have the digital pipe in noise? Because that's my thing with the NFL. I want to hear them jawing on the field.
They're afraid they might get a cuss word in.
Who cares? Don't watch
know.
football. Then.
Network TV needs to get over that at this point. There's a reason cable and streaming kicking your ass.
Yeah,
Because people
I
can say
don't know,
shit
man.
on fucking AMC.
I would be into just getting that live audio on all
I know.
this.
What's the greatest part about HBO Hard Knocks? Everyone gets to be real. You get to hear what they
it's
really say.
great.
But anyways. All right, well, congratulations to the Lakers. Won't be a parade, most likely. It'll be a digital parade. I don't know. A CG parade. So now we got a last-minute taste test that unfortunately Bill did not get to participate in. And we were quite shocked that they actually had these, to be honest.
Yeah, I just saw them on Instagram. We're on the main here, so I was letting people see those. We cut one in half because Heather and Lorna tried one. Steve wanted to take home something to his family there, so we're going to dole it up. So these are the Dunkin' Donuts Ghost Pepper Glazed Donuts.
And these are supposed to be special for Halloween. And now we all know the history of ghost peppers. They're not, they're supposed to have a little kick to them. So we're going to try these out and see what you
Is
thought.
it supposed to be in the donut or just the cream, or what's it into?
I think it's in the cream. Now there's like two
Smells
other
like a delicious glazed donut.
don't smell like any kind of hotness at all.
smells delicious.
There's two other Halloween donuts out too they had on the board, but I couldn't. They weren't ghost pepper.
That's fine.
They were just like a glaze with orange and black and stuff like that.
How
So,
much does a regular, just an OG donut like this cost?
I have no
anymore?
idea. I bought 3. One was a regular glaze that I ate when I got here, and a Coke.
And we'll be cutting off Steve's leg later.
Why you said a fat kid with diabetes in the donut shop? I have no idea. The dumbest idea ever. So 3 donuts and a Diet Coke cost me $6.36. So I don't know, about $2.
Yeah, maybe
$1.50.
$2. That's not that bad, though.
Yeah, so
it is the icing that where the ghost pepper is, not the cake itself.
is there a
in the
price on
donut.
those?
Probably $1.50, $2.
Yeah, I think so. All right, I'm gonna take a bite.
Go for it.
Tastes good. The heat is not kicked in yet.
I have no heat. I got a glazed donut with some sprinkles on top of it right now. That's delicious.
That's disappointing.
I have no heat at all. Unless it's on the back end, I got nothing.
Yeah, unless like 5 minutes from now my mouth catches on fire.
Yeah, great. Wait for it. Oh crap! I'm breathing fire.
Very, very little heat. It's probably about equal to like a spicy chicken McNugget. There's very next to no heat in that.
I love a glazed donut. I'm such a fat kid. I love this stuff.
Fucking dude. Just a plain glazed
Oh,
donut
my
or
God.
a fucking jelly filled.
Because that's the way I like my Krispy Kreme. Just OG glaze, baby. I gotta tell you, that is very underwhelming. I don't even have to drink anything right now. That is not.
I just drank something to wash it down a little bit, but it wasn't because it was hot. I mean, you like a Dunkin' Donut glazed donut? But if you're eating something for a spicy kick,
or if you're looking for like a challenge, kind of like we were today, yeah, it's not
that's
very
nowhere
much.
close. We've had hotter stuff on this podcast. I mean,
Yeah, definitely.
and I had that salty peanut last week. It was worse.
That looked
way
delicious,
worse than this. But I mean, it's not bad.
It tastes like
For
a
$1.50,
glazed donut.
you want to try a glazed donut?
Yeah, I'm down with that, man. Goddamn fat kid. So you give it a thumbs up.
Nah, thumbs up. But
I'm gonna
don't
give
eat
it
for
a
the
thumbs
heat.
up too. But yeah, it just
But,
that heat.
okay,
is,
so here's the question: so you can get the ghost pepper donut or just a regular glazed donut? What you get?
glazed donut. What are you talking about?
I mean, so I'm
Am
not
I on
buying
a diet
it
or
over
no? Give me about 4 of them mugs. Give me a bow tie while you're in it.
Yeah, there's some fritters and cinnamon rolls in there. I love me a good cinnamon roll. Though.
I love a
big
good
cinnamon.
donut, man.
No one has a good donut is 7-Eleven.
Yeah, delicious.
Oh my god,
Delicious donut.
and I haven't been touching them, but the fritters have been on sale for $1.
Oh my god!
Like,
Because they have bow ties all the time.
Oh
at
yeah, and they're
7-Eleven.
just big. They're like that
Yeah,
big.
They're awesome.
They're soft.
Oh my god! I
I'm
wonder
not
what we
gonna
call
sell
fat guys. Little podcast.
The diabetes cast coming to you.
I'm telling you, man. I
but-
gotta tell you, but that's a huge. It's a good Dunkin' Donuts, but I'm not hot at all.
Yeah, that was a marketing thing
Yeah.
there. They barely. I mean, I feel a little bit of heat, but if that, I mean, it's no more.
I was
heat.
gonna think like I was gonna need to reach for some milk ghost peppers. You know?
Yeah, you get more heat on a spicy Cheeto than
Yeah,
you would
I
on
think
this.
you would,
so.
yeah. Or a Taki.
Yeah, so kind of heat wise, thumbs down. Taste wise, thumbs up.
Yeah, it checks out. Yeah. What's that, baby?
Do you guys have any interest in doing a heat challenge?
I mean, I'm all for
To a
like
point.
giving
If
it
it's
a
gonna give me an
shot,
ulcer, I'm
yeah,
out.
or something like that. But like BV's a whole other level.
Yeah, we're nowhere close.
I gotta tread lightly
Oh.
in this conversation with
Yeah,
BV.
that motherfucker. He
burn
melts
a-
bowls.
Yeah, you can burn a hole in your stomach lining.
Well,
He's
because
had
there's things,
ulcers.
there's things that you can order like in a box,
See
like
what
the
I'm talking
Death Nut
about, man?
challenge,
Yeah.
or like the world's spiciest gummy bear challenge.
Okay, we gotta do a show afterwards. I'm gonna be over here shitting blood. I mean, what are
The
we gonna
gummy
do?
bear one would be interesting though. It can't be that bad.
If you got to mail order it, there's some psychos out there.
Wait a minute, you're saying the gummy bear one can't be that bad?
Yeah.
I want to say that the one, the top one on that, the most spicy one is like 3 million Scoville. It's ridiculous.
Crazy. I told you there's
I've
psychos out
seen-
there, man.
I've seen a couple of these challenges on YouTube before.
I always see the wing one. The wing one with that guy with the
Oh, it's
shaved
great.
head.
Yeah, Hot Ones is
Yeah,
great.
he's
yeah,
on there all
it's
the
a great
time.
challenge.
Yeah, the
Brings
like
celebrities
one,
on, makes
Lopez
them
gummy
look-
bear. Oh, I'm sorry, 9 million Scoville unit
Dude, you're out of your
extract.
mind. I'm not doing that.
900 times hotter than a jalapeno pepper.
Oh, up yours. I get heartburn for like a
Yeah,
month from
dude.
jalapenos.
Oh my god, piss and blood, dude. No thanks. And then we're gonna sit and talk for another hour.
No,
like,
I'm gonna double over and die on the
what are
floor.
we talking about?
Bill's head's gonna drop off the screen. He's gonna be like, oh.
Not him. He's a psycho.
Yeah, that's true. He's always been a
No,
psycho.
that would be too much for me too.
Yeah,
but
he's gotten old though. I don't know. Can you still handle the heat you used to when you were younger?
in small doses, yes, but
Oh.
not regularly. No.
Yeah, I was gonna say you had a fucking ulcer at one point.
I can't do that shit. I like one of my favorite things on the planet is Frank's Red Hot. Frank's Red Hot is delicious. So it's got some heat, but it also has great taste. So like you put that crap
Yeah.
on anything like they in their commercial. Like I love Frank's Red Hot.
I put Frank's Red Hot in my guacamole. Make it a little spicy.
Yeah, I'm all for that. Now you put Frank's Red Hot almost. You put this shit on everything. Like
Put it in my
that.
chili, my guacamole.
Yeah, it's great. I buy a huge bottle.
I don't go that far,
dude.
We get
Cheers.
those too, those real giant bottles.
Yeah, so
I need my
good.
Frank's
wife
Red
is
Hot
addicted
in
to
bulk,
Frank's.
please.
Dude, it's so good.
Back up the truck. I need my Frank's Red Hot.
But again, it's got good flavor. That's why I like. I'm all for heat with flavor. BV's is like I'm gonna burn my face. Yeah, I'm not into that.
I don't
It's
like
like if
heat
I'm not
just
crying,
for
I'm
the sake
not winning.
Yeah,
No, it's not. No, I don't like heat just for the sake of heat. I like it to have some flavor too.
burning the tip. No thanks.
I just find that Frank's doesn't have enough heat for a lot of things.
Doesn't have enough.
My wife and kid look like I'm crazy as I was splashing Frank's. Beefy's over there, pussy.
No, Bill's got a straw in the Frank's thing.
Well, no,
Drinking that bitch like a big gulp.
I'll tend to use Tabasco because I like the taste of Tabasco.
I like Chipotle Tabasco. You ever had Chipotle Tabasco, BB? Delicious.
I have not.
It's got it
I
ups
do
the
like
flavor on a
favorite thing.
Tabasco. Delicious.
All right, so there you go, fat guys talking about donuts and hot sauce.
We're living up to that name
I
today.
don't know. All right, we got some reviews. Not a lot this week because, like Charles and I were talking, I think we're hitting that Rona dead period when it comes to entertainment.
They slacked on their productions. I would argue.
Even video games. There's no real good video games coming out till mid to late November, and then of course TV shows. Now there are some network shows coming, and we're going to cover those later. Quite a few actually debuted this week or coming up.
Yeah. For example, I know The Amazing Race came back.
That's
this
on
week.
the list. Yeah. So,
Yeah, that came back.
So in the meantime, I still have Apple TV Plus for a year.
Got it free with the iDevice you bought, right?
Yeah, and I'm trying to find something on there to watch. Still, Greyhound, excellent. Everything else, not so excellent. Last week I talked to you about the
I like
Mystic
that.
Quest.
I told you, check out
I did like the Beastie Boys.
the Beastie Boys thing, and then check out the Amazing Stories. I think you'd like that too.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
Each one's an episode, and it just tells a quirky little story. Maybe one old man got superpowers and stuff. Just give it a shot. I think that you of all people that might kick too. But I'm with you. It's very miss more than hit. Very miss.
There was two big shows they promoted when they first got the service. Number one was the network news one with Jennifer Aniston and Steve Carell.
Yeah.
And the other one was Blind Aquaman in the Forest.
And there was the space one, too.
Oh, yes, where the women took with the
something to
space.
do with space. Yeah.
From what I understand, the best show on there that everyone loves is that the one with Jason Sudeikis, where he plays the coach that goes over.
Really? The Laszlo?
Ted
or
Lasso. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be really
people
good.
Love that.
Yeah, it's one of their top-rated shows.
Huh.
Most people
Maybe I need to
watch
check
that.
it out. I don't
So we're
know.
gonna me and you'll have to probably check
Jason
that out.
Sudeikis is a good guy. I like him and stuff.
Yeah.
He entertains me.
He's very low-key. He reminds me of a younger Chevy Chase, but not being a dick.
Yeah.
Because I heard he was
A little
bit
easier to
younger.
work with.
Yeah. So I watched a show called C. Now, Bill, this is your favorite because this is one of those futuristic dystopia movies.
BB's already checked
Bill's
out.
already gone. He fell asleep. He's
He
like,
just hung up from
don't
the
worry,
Skype.
Bill. I didn't make it much further than you would have made it. So it's in the future. We're all living like teepees and Indians, humans that are
Very
left.
primitive.
Very
kinda thing.
primitive. No electricity or anything like that. And for some reason, I didn't catch why. Maybe they didn't
He's
show it.
looking glazed over.
Everyone's blind.
Okay.
So the premise is Jason Momoa is like, he runs this one village or tent village, whatever you want to call it, and they're in the middle of a forest, and they never explain how all these blind people can make these tents and these huts and they
Let
can
me,
hunt.
let me ask the question here, and
Yes.
I guess this is a slight against Jason Momoa. Is he a good enough actor to pull off being blind all the time?
The answer is no. So,
Okay.
anyways,
I'm just saying, like, he's no Daniel Day-Lewis. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to be able to pull that off.
yeah, I mean, why do I want to say big muscle dude blind feeling around the dirt? I don't. All right, I'm telling you right now.
In case you're wondering.
So the premise is this woman wanders into the village who's pregnant. She gives birth to two twins. The two twins have eyesight. But there's other villages, and then there's the evil warlord dude on a horse who's trying to take their village down for reasons. I don't know why. And then there's a head council of blind people with a woman with a shaved head who masturbates that helps show her the future.
I always told Heather that's how you see the future.
When I masturbate, I'm looking at the future, all right?
Dude,
So,
I got to go find a lot of future.
yeah, I'll be back. I'm going to project the next 40 years here in a couple seconds. So there's
Wait,
that.
Bert's never seen the future.
Yeah, no, he's bumming.
Oh,
I got to find those lotto numbers. I got to see the future in a bit. So the council is on the side of the evil warlord guy for some reasons, I don't know. And so they find out the chick's giving birth to the two kids in this village where Jason Momoa is. And they're
So
gonna-
wait, so is it prophesized that they're
yeah,
going to
I
be
guess.
able to
I don't know. I zoned out. It's fucking terrible.
Dude, it was just in the background. Because I'm
So-
like, how do they know that they're going to be able to see? That's
That's the point. I'm telling you, how is it? So in the forest, the blind people, well, everyone's blind.
Are they born blind or
Yeah,
they develop?
well, except for these two twins.
Oh, okay.
So
they've never seen.
None of them have seen.
Oh, okay.
So in the forest, somehow the blind people built a wall of
can I
bold.
tangent
Quit
you
asking
for a
questions.
second?
That show makes no
Can I
sense.
tangent you for a second? If you're born blind and someone goes, "That green car over there," like, what do you think they think is a green car?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I'm just asking.
Well,
If you
green is
had-
like a leaf. I've never seen a leaf.
yeah, like it's one thing to be able to see and then go blind.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
then you go, "Oh, it's yellow. Oh, I know what yellow is." If you were born blind and someone goes, "That's a red car," like I almost want to have them but you can't even have them draw it. I don't know. Anyway,
So, and there's no braille in this show either. So I don't. Somehow the blind people built a wall of boulders. How? I have no
is
idea.
it straight too? It's
So
perfectly straight. How do they keep it straight?
Yeah, it's all packed in there nicely and held together
All
with
the
ropes.
hands.
Held up the ropes. And Jason Momoa and his crew are on top of the boulders, and the evil dudes are trying to come up the boulders. So eventually, Jason Momoa just cuts it, and all the boulders come down and kill the evil dudes. And then, of course, there's still more evil dudes. So then they go back to their village, and they all decide to leave instead of getting ready. Now, how a group of blind people manage their way through a whole forest, down a waterfall, and find a big opening where they're going to rebuild their village? Blind! They did that.
No one can see.
No one.
There's not one.
The babies are still babies, so they can't go back.
They-
Hey,
they can't tell you
it's
there's
not
green
Baby
over
Yoda. They can't fucking tell you where to go. I fucking hated this show. It's like, why am I
it's
watching
an insult
this?
to your intelligence.
I made 2 episodes.
because they don't even give them like weird hazy vision. You're saying they're
Well, his eyes are white.
so they have no vision. Though.
No, like
the
there's
implication
there's
is
a
they have
scene
no vision.
where Jason Momoa has the babies out in the forest. One of the babies in a bassinet. How they built the bassinet, I have no idea. And all of a sudden, a bear shows up, and the bear hits him, and he drops the baby, and then like the bear's still there. Jason Momoa, so he can't have blurred vision. He's feeling around and yelling, "Don't eat the baby! Don't eat the baby! You didn't eat the baby!" He's trying to scare the bear off.
He's so tough he can scare a bear.
He
off.
did. The bear ran away. I was like, I fucking hate this show. This is the worst Mad Max.
Oh my god!
I know. I get it. And I
What
guess
is going
from what I
on?
understand, they've actually hired real blind people to be in the cast. And
I
stuff
just
like
question his ability to act,
Oh,
and
it was-
emote, and like show that
that.
blindness.
Maybe you'll watch it and tell me I'm wrong and think it's the greatest thing ever.
I got news to you. I'm not going to.
Randy watched it. It's 8 episodes long. He made it all the way through. Told me he didn't get good to episode 6.
No.
So you have to watch 80 to 85% before. I'm out. 2 episodes in, I'm done.
Yeah, but he's also a guy who loves Dune. So
Yeah, I like Jason Momoa. I did like Aquaman. I liked him as Khal Drago. This, no thanks.
No,
What are you going to say, Bill?
I was going to say, is this even relevant at all for any reason other than the fact that Jason Momoa is the current male spank vision du jour in Hollywood?
Well, in this, he's all.
Would he be in this if it wasn't for the fact that chicks are going to flick a bean to him?
Well, and
Let's
Apple.
be
then they'll
Cut,
see the future. Wait a second. Maybe he's onto something.
and, well, Apple cut him a huge check so they can stick.
I like Jason Momoa.
I
though.
do
I
like
have no
him.
issue with Jason Momoa.
I like
But
him
you
too,
see his
but
face right there on the thing. You know, they're promoting the hell out of it because of him. But he's dirty and covered in fur the whole fucking show.
I'm listening.
He's not like he's shirtless like usual. So I don't know. It was terrible. This is a piece
he
of
just
dung.
seems pretty limited.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course. I mean, let's see. He's not going to be an Oscar-winning performer, but neither is The Rock either. So, I mean, I'll
I
watch
like a
stuff
lot of
from
Rock
him.
movies. I can put that Jumanji on him. Listen.
Yeah, I can put
I
a
would
lot of
say
them
though
on
that
that
The
are shit
Rock has a
too.
lot more range. I would think The Rock has more range as an actor.
Here we go. Act off. Who do you think?
Jason Momoa's a better actor.
You think Jason Momoa is a better actor based on what? Back up your argument. What's your argument? How do you think he's a better? Give me an example where he's better than anything that The Rock's done. What do you got?
All right. Well, he's got. Have you ever seen the show Frontier on Netflix? That's pretty good. It's 1800s. He played. That is what C should have been. He plays he's a fur trapper in Canada, and then a bunch of drama happens in it. So he was pretty good in that.
So he can pull off more drama, you'd argue,
Yeah,
than The
Khal
Rock
Drago
can.
obviously was drama.
Yeah.
And then, well, this C, but it was a turd. I liked him as Aquaman. I did like, and that was more of the Rock. The Rock's just fucking Rock in every movie. There's no acting there. He's just The Rock and everything.
But is that a bad thing? I mean,
Well,
The Rock
no.
is so likable.
Well,
I
the
mean,
problem
how can
is,
he be a bad thing?
out of the
though?
22 movies he picks, 19 of them are dog shit.
Skyscraper is a masterpiece.
Yeah, it is.
BV, argue in pro Rock. Go, BV.
Scorpion King.
Well, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen as much of either of them as you guys have, but from what I've seen of Mamoa, he's pretty much the same dude. I mean, he's just the dark, long-haired,
Brooding.
Yeah. Whereas at least I've seen The Rock do a little bit of other stuff. I mean, he had some of his earlier roles where he was, in sort of more comedic than
the Tooth Fairy.
a
Badass.
badass.
Game plan. The Scorpion King.
I personally, I like The Rock more.
Yeah,
I love The Rock.
I like The Rock more. Who
The
doesn't?
Rock.
I mean,
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. But if we're being honest, Rock's got a lot of shit movies. Let's be honest. He's got a lot of, and so does Jason Momoa. He was in that Conan remake, if you remember.
Oh, he was?
He was in that movie with Sylvester Stallone where they played assassins. He had an axe. He was trying to kill Stallone, even though he wasn't that bad in it. I thought he was pretty good.
I got a soft spot for Stallone.
yeah, it's just everyone that bugs me about The Rock is everyone just gives him a free pass on how fucking that Rampage movie was terrible.
What's so funny
San
to
Andreas
me, though,
was terrible.
But what's funny to me is you'll always pass on all the comic book movies. Are 90% of them
Rock's
are just
going to be in a comic book movie.
Yeah, I understand, but my point being that everything that you're slamming The Rock for is all your Marvel movies. Your Marvel movies are not Shakespeare, Steve. You think that they're like
every Marvel movie is $1 billion.
No one's arguing what they make. You didn't say that The Rock makes a ton. I'm saying from a pure cinematic.
The Rock has not made a movie as good as The Winter Soldier. I can tell you that right now.
And everyone points to The Winter Soldier, and that's fine. But what I'm saying is there's 30 other comic book movies that are just like Rock movies, is all I'm trying to say.
I'm not saying they're all good. I've been on here and gave sixes to plenty of comic book movies.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying.
And I give a
you're
lot of Rock movies
I'm saying you're too harsh on The Rock and
Am I-
too easy on the Marvel
The
movies.
guy's got $1 billion tequila and Under Armour. Is he really hurting?
I'm not
Some
here.
fat guy saying his
You're
movies
being
suck.
very mean to The Rock.
He'll be all right. I'm pretty sure.
Dude's got 200 million followers.
Jesus Christ.
Imagine when you speak, 200 million people listening.
David Chepper,
crazy.
like, they're about to elect him as the king of the world. We're gonna no more presidents, no more fucking king.
crazy,
One
man.
king. It's gonna be The Rock.
I don't know.
Anyways, C is terrible.
Steve lost
I don't know how we got on this trend. So C is terrible. Stay away from it. Now the other one I saw, and this is an older. It was on Cinemax.
Skinamax? Dude?
Yeah, and Bob told me about this years ago, and I never did
No,
get
it
to
must
watch
have been
it.
Skinamax if or Bob told you.
And
about
this is on streaming. So if you go to Amazon Prime, you can stream Cinemax apps and stuff like that.
I don't do that.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, 7 days free trial. And me and Michelle, we told you, is in the Corona drought.
Let me tell you, I told you already. I can't get Amazon Prime. I had to. I had to get Prime to get those pans I was telling you about, which review incoming from Mike Helfel on Premier Pants. But that's a whole other conversation. Dude, I bought a case of Airheads, a case of Big League's Chew.
It's like bad as me sending me to Dunkin' Donuts.
Dude, I can't be on Amazon. I can't get Prime. Prime is just no. It was here in a day. I was like, this is crazy. Anyway, to your point.
So Banshee was out in 2013 to 2016. The best way to describe this show is if they made Roadhouse into a TV series.
Okay.
But instead of a bouncer, he's a sheriff. That's the only difference.
Is it Swayze?
It's not Swayze, but that's
Swayze-esque.
It's Swayze-esque. There's a crooked guy that runs a small town in Pennsylvania. That's the name of the town is Banshee, a Banshee, and he's basically
Anyone of note in it?
No, there really isn't. I mean, this is low, but this is Cinemax when they were trying to be HBO. Put out some shows, so it's over the top violence, shitload of sex, and just crazy. So now,
is there a Sam Elliott type character in it? Because you gotta love Sam.
There's an older
Elliott.
black guy. You've seen him in 1,000 things, but I don't know his name. He plays the bar owner. He ends up being the main guy's helper and stuff like. He's kind of like the Sam Elliott, even a former boxer, you know. Yeah, okay. So he has a little bit of a Roadhouse vibe. But let me tell you something about this, and I know why Bob likes it. This is the closest thing to porn I've ever seen in my life. There are moments when shit starts happening, Holly walks in the room like, please don't walk in the room. Please don't walk.
Steve's like, dude, you're checking the future? Is that what's going on?
This is 7 episodes I'm in. I haven't got to the 10th yet. Out of 7 episodes, there's been 9 sex scenes. Wow. And I'm not talking under the covers with a butt moving. There's a scene with a girl spread eagle, butt naked on a bed, and the dude's just eating her out. And he's butt naked. It's like, There's a scene where she masturbates in the tub with the shower head. There is, I mean, this is the
No
most.
wonder Bob's creepy ass. You can just see with the Maxwell Bob. Chicks in here are pretty hot. Like, okay, Bob.
I mean, it's
he's
crazy.
eating a cheeseburger while he's watching it. Like, geez, Bob.
In
you're
a
making everyone
Corona
uncomfortable.
drought where you're thirsty for content, I'll put up with it and watch it.
What's the overarching story? Is it the old guy,
so-
rich guys taking over? or
No. So there's a small town named Banshee. There's a guy who gets out of prison. He was from New York. He's coming down. He's looking for a girl that he did a job with years ago and kind of took his diamonds and framed him to go to jail. So he's in a
something? So
bar.
it's Blue Streak.
Yeah. He's in a bar. And then this guy who's going to be the new sheriff of Banshee stops at the bar to get a drink. He hasn't been to the town yet. While they're both at the bar gets robbed by two crooks. The sheriff ends up getting killed. He takes the sheriff's identity and then goes to town and becomes the sheriff while looking for this girl.
So he's using this guide as being a so eventually he's going to run into her who's going to recognize her or recognize him rather.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's also a main villain from New York that's looking for his ass because he thinks he has the diamonds where the girl has the diamonds instead. So
Is the production value worthy?
It's decent.
It's got some cheese to it.
There's a little cheese to it. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
There's some cheese. It's probably the same production value as Sons of Anarchy. I put it right around there.
No issue with that.
Yeah. But, yeah, and there's even a scene with a biker gang where you're like, Jesus, this is Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah. Wow.
But it's interesting if you take the softcore porn out of it. So maybe Michelle are wondering because this is one main girl. There's a lot of females naked in it, but there's one main girl who's had some really graphics, and she's the main star. So do you go home after filming the season and tell your family about this? Because if her dad's watching that and she's spread eagle getting eaten up, I wouldn't even tell my family.
Are
I'm
you
in
like,
that show.
Dad? I was acting. Like,
Yeah,
it's just,
yeah. There's no.
know.
I mean, you see Bush, you see everything. There's no acting to this. I'm sorry.
Straight up porno.
It's straight porno. I was like, gee, you got to watch a couple episodes.
Okay, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Let's flip the script. Holly's 35 and did this. Could you
I'm not watching that. I'm not watching that. If she tells me what it's like, or if I can find out on my own, I'm like, oh, Christ.
Can you get like a clean cut?
Yeah,
You're
you
like,
got a
"Can I get
PG-13
clean-
version
can I
of
get a
this?"
clean cut?
Because the sex doesn't add anything to the stories. They can
It's
cut the
just
sex
'cause
out.
It's a lot. I'm surprised you're offended because usually that's the stuff that you love. Like that's
Well,
the
I'm not against it, but at the same time.
again, I've often talked about if I want porno, I go watch porno.
Yeah,
I don't need it because like Spartacus, a lot of
This
those
is a lot
cable
like
channels where it's like, why is this even in here? Like,
Yeah.
dude, I get it. You're on pay cable, but
it's
like,
a big Spartacus vibe where the sex comes in.
yeah, because I would argue Game of Thrones, once it got popular in the later seasons,
all
dialed
the
it back because it was
yeah.
like, okay, we finally got an audience. We don't need to do the TNA move. So.
I mean, it's 7 out of 10. It's cheese. Like I said, it's like Roadhouse, the series. They made Roadhouse in the series.
You only get 3 seasons of it?
I think it's three or
Premium
4.
cable type season, only 10 episodes? or
Yeah,
something
it's like 8
that?
or 10 episodes a season. And we're almost through the first season already. And
Are
now-
you watching this with your wife?
Yeah.
That's so awkward.
Jeez, yeah, well.
I looked
at her
finding
go-
the future right in front of us, Steven.
I looked at her and go, dude, did she tell her family that she does these scenes? She goes, I wouldn't. That's what Michelle said. So they're pretty rough scenes. But if you have Cinemax.
BB's
and
over
you
there
have-
feverishly Googling the images. from
Yeah,
it.
I
I
mean,
saw him just clacking them keys.
There's a lot of sex scenes. I'm quite surprised by it. Now I know why Bob liked it so much. to be honest with you.
Yeah. Did he watch it like when it aired? Or
Yeah,
something?
he watched it in like 2003. He kept
Jeez.
telling me about it. I just never. It was that and Shameless started about the same time. We started watching Shameless. Never did get
God,
into
people
it.
love Shameless. God.
Yeah. This has more sex than Shameless, hands down. Way more sex than Shameless. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. So tell us about The Cabin with Bert Kreischer.
Yeah, so this just popped up on Netflix. They were kind of pimping it for a little while ago. And basically, Bert Kreischer, who's a stand-up comedian that me, you, and BV can't say enough good things about, we all find him hilarious. And his machine stuff and all of his stand-up that's on Netflix is great. So basically, this is a show where, and I can see where he came up with the concept of it. He's sitting around with his podcast buddies. He's like, dude, we should all go get a cabin, and I'll get Netflix to pay for it, and we'll just do stupid hijinks, and we'll do that in the cabin, and we'll put it underneath. It's like a weird form of like talk show in a weird way. Like that's all. So he basically he's trying to get away from it. He went up to this Malibu cabin to get away from it. And then basically Tom Segura shows up, Donnell Rawlings shows up, Nikki Glazed, like all these comedians.
Have you gotten the episode with Caitlyn Jenner yet?
Yeah, that was the second episode with it was Caitlyn Jenner and Nikki Glazer.
Was she funny or
Not really. He was mostly on there because Bert Kreischer's dad was a track star in college, and so he was really super like. He got to show his dad like Bruce Jenner and talk to Bruce Jenner, even though it's Caitlyn now. But yeah, it was. But the first episode, him and Tom Segura go to like cut up. They get a full size emu delivered in a cooler. They don't get emu steaks or nothing. They literally like someone whacked an emu, threw it in a cooler, and put it on the porch of this cabin. And they go and lift it up. Dude, there's a full dead bird, one of those mega birds, and then they got to cut it up and like field dress it. It is super funny as shit to watch these two idiots. And basically, it's just like Bert Kreischer antics is all it is, sprinkled in with some comedy. Steve was watching it a little bit with me pre-show. The only thing that kind of takes it down is they shoehorn in his wife as like levity to the show, and it kind of takes it away from it. Whereas you just want stupid Bert Kreischer antics the whole time. Every once in a while, he's got to FaceTime with his wife and like talk.
Daughters,
and it's kind of like, okay, whatever. Next, you're just kind of. He got a coffee enema with him and Bobby Lee. Oh, that was funny. He shit all over the table, the coffee enema and stuff. And then Donnell Rawlings is there, and he's like, "What? You got enema?" It's super stupid, but super funny. Bert Kreischer is an American treasure, much like The Rock is. He is hilarious.
Now, him and The Rock in a movie? How funny would that be?
Dude, it'd be hilarious as shit.
I'm surprised he hasn't shown up in a movie yet.
Maybe he will. I don't know. He's getting really popular. And the one thing that is, and Steve, we talked about it again pre-show, there's a lot of like dicks in it, as many dicks as they can shoehorn in, because to comedians, dicks are funny and all this kind of stuff. But super funny show. If you are even remotely fan of any of those like Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer, and stuff like that, you're going to love this show. And it's just funny as shit. And it's great. While I was setting up for the show, I turned it on. It's just hilarious to kind of check in on it. So
when we finish Banshee, this will be next on our list.
Oh, okay. You check it out and stuff like that. So
after I get done with my softcore porn, I'm watching Bert Kreischer.
Yeah. I mean, it's not as good. His stand-ups are like 9s to me. His stand-ups are so funny. But this is like a solid 8 just to turn on and enjoy it. Yeah, like he shoved that enema up his ass, Bobby. It's so funny, man. Funny stuff, man. Cracks me up.
All right. So there you go. C is a turd. Banshee's okay and cheesy. And The Cabin with Bert Kreischer is a lot of fun with goofiness. Now, I don't have a new show I saw, but I do want to promote something I saw. This is on our Facebook page. You can watch the trailer. Invincible. Now, Invincible was an Image comic. Had about a 200-issue run. I don't know if it's still going.
Lee vehicle or who drew?
I don't know.
Jim Lee is who I think of when I think of Image. So who's attached?
Kirkman is the guy. Robert Kirkman is the writer of The Walking Dead and also wrote this. Okay. So this is all his concept. He had various artists throughout the run. He didn't have the same artist.
I think of like Rob Liefeld.
Yeah, this Robert Kirkman is pretty much the guy behind this. It's kind of a cool story because it takes the. Okay, so in their universe, his father essentially is Superman. And he is the son of Superman, essentially. So you get a little bit of like the young Spider-Man vibe mixed with the powers of Superman into one character.
So he has inherited some of those, or not?
He's not quite as strong as his father, but he's up there, And in same style. I don't know how DC didn't half-ass him because his father's an alien from another planet. But then again,
the Amazon loves to knock off all things like...
Yeah. But this is around way before Amazon Video.
Oh, but I'm just saying, like, so Amazon, The Boys is very knockoff-ish and stuff.
That's true. So you could see that now the show doesn't start till next year. There's only a trailer. The voice of his dad is J.K. Simmons.
Oh, I love him.
And I don't really recognize
Farmer
anybody
Insurance.
else. Yeah, he plays the dad, the Superman in the character. Okay. So, and I did read the first 20 issues of this. But I haven't read all 200, so I'm a little behind. But yeah, it gives you. So basically, he's young and lippy, kind of like Spider-Man was, but he has like powers like Superman. So he can fly. It's pretty good strength. Blah blah blah. So I think I'm looking forward to this.
Is he tweeny? Is he teenage? How old?
Yeah,
is he?
I think he starts off when he's about 16.
Okay.
And then it goes from there. They age him on the series, in the comic series. So I don't know how much they're going to age him in the cartoon. Animation looks solid. Looks typical 2D animation. Looks a lot like the DC projects I've been watching and stuff like that. So I just want, if you want to check it out, it's on the Facebook page. You can also see it on YouTube, the Invincible trailer, and you can see what will be coming next year. So I didn't have any new anime shows to show you, so I can give you a preview of Invincible. Now, Bill, I really liked your pick last week, and it did come through. So recap last week and tell us your hot pick of this week.
Well, hold on. This is BB's cold lock
pick of the week.
All right, there we go.
So last week I took the Rams. They were giving the Washington football team 7 points. The game was at Washington. The Rams ended up winning 30-10. So get to 2-2 now on the early on the season on the lock picks. And I'm realizing that for the most part, when you're betting the spread one way or the other, it's usually right around 100 minus 110, minus 112. So you're always going to be like a $10 bet's going to get you a 19, 10. Mm-hmm. So from a money standpoint, I'm minus $1.90 on these lock picks because when I win, I only get
you don't get the full
like
10,
90,
right?
You don't get the full 10, but when you lose the full 10.
So basically, you're even money at this point. Yeah,
it's close. Yeah.
Basically, yeah. So I maybe now I'll just focus on the record as opposed to the money. But so for this week, looking at it, there weren't a whole lot of games I loved. I was considering possibly an interesting game where Green Bay, the Battle of the Bays, Green Bay is at Tampa Bay, and they're only giving Tampa Bay 1 point. Seemed like it might be a good game, but game at Tampa, there's a lot of things could happen there, and I'm not quite comfortable with that game. So I ended up going to a game that will be played this weekend in Indianapolis. It'll be the Bengals are getting 8 points visiting the Colts, and I chose for my lock this week the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm not necessarily picking them to win the game, but they have a 1-2-1 record, and with the exception of the first week of the season where the Ravens trounced them in Baltimore, they've been either.
Wasn't it?
No.
Yeah, the Browns played the Baltimore in the first week. The Baltimore beat the shit out of the Browns in the first week. Bengals just played the Ravens last week. I'm pretty sure.
I'm sorry then. Well, with the exception of last week.
But anyway, nonetheless.
They've been. Thank you for correcting me there, and I appreciate. Okay. Anyway, but they've been in every other game. They of course had the tie game with Philadelphia. They beat Jaguars, and they played the Browns a couple weeks ago on a Thursday night, lost by 5. The Colts, I don't believe are as good as they're made out to be. The defense, the word on them is that their defense is supposed to be great. I don't think they've played great teams, and the Browns exposed them last week. So and beat them pretty soundly. Phillip Rivers is still a turnover machine. And so I think this is a formula for a game
that's Steve's boy, BB. That's Steve's boy.
That's Bill's boy. Bill loves Cousins and Phillip Rivers.
Oh yeah, there you go. I think this calls for a game that the Colts may end up winning. I look at it as being more of almost a pick'em game because the Bengals really have played better than their record. They've been in games. They haven't necessarily been able to finish. And with Rivers throwing a couple picks a game, he do enough to keep you in a game. So I think that if I had to pick a winner, I think the Colts probably win the game. But I don't 8 points is too much to give in this, and so I'm taking the Bengals plus 8.
So I guess we're going to talk about what we feel. I want to say, first off, congratulations, Bill. I was fully with you on that Rams pick last week.
Yeah.
I liked that pick, and then it came through. This one's a pretty solid pick. Not as full on with Bill as I was last week. Just because Phil Rivers is an asshole. He might score 40 or he might score 3. Not really about the Bengals. I think the Colts win 24-20. That's within 8. So I'm about 70% with Bill on this one. Let me ask you one thing, though, Bill. How many points was the Chiefs laying? Because I would have been tempted to take the Chiefs no matter what. You know, off the top of your head? If you don't know, don't worry about it.
I don't off the top of my head, but it was
it double digits?
I'm not sure. I don't believe so.
I think Bills are going to get exposed badly.
It's also
I might have
also
liked
that
the
game
Chiefs.
one day, so I don't know if the line's up on it or.
I think I would have took the Chiefs no matter what. Given 30, I'll take the Chiefs.
Oh wow!
But I like this. I'm 70% behind Bill on this one. Charles, what do you think?
I'm a little less. I don't like the Bengals.
But they stay close in all their games.
I
except
get
for
it,
Baltimore.
and I get this, but like, there's no way. But then, like, the universe will write itself and just screw you with the Philip Rivers stuff too, and then all of a sudden
is.
they'll put the game together. You're like, God damn!
And they just lost last week, so you think they're going to rebound this
He
week.
looked bad.
Yeah.
So I'm at like 60%. So I'm a little less. I'm of the three of us the least confident in that pick for me.
The Colts got to draft a quarterback. Or put in Brissett.
Yeah, I
What
was
are
going to say they were
waiting
doing
on?
okay with them
I don't know why they keep fucking Rivers in there.
because they paid him a mint.
Him and
They
his
have $25 million to show up or
42
something like that.
Mongolian kids.
They would have been better off keeping Brissett as a starter and putting that money into other players. So, yeah, no, and to your point on the Bills Chiefs game, I'm just not betting on the squad here, but the line is 4.5.
Oh, I would have took that all day. Give me the Chiefs.
Dude, you're convinced that Buffalo's just going to lay this shit, huh?
It's Cincinnati.
No.
It's in Kansas City, right?
No, it's at Buffalo.
I still live it for.
Wow.
Bills Mafia ain't no. There is no Bills Mafia. It's an empty stadium.
Yeah, it's true.
So no way, no way. You've seen the Chiefs. They lost to the Raiders. They said no. Come on. I mean, I don't know. I don't think the Bills have the horses to keep up with the Chiefs. That's all.
I don't disagree with your pick at all.
35-20 at the closest. But I like the Bengals to stay within 8, so I'm at 70. Charles at 60. Bill, I think this is his 3-2 moment. He's gonna go up to 3-2. He's on a roll. So that is the cold lock pick of the week. I agreed with Bill pretty much every week except for them fucking Cowboys. I did not like that pick. But now with the red rifle, nobody's picking the
Oh
Cowboys.
my god, dude!
But-
What do you guys think of that leg falling apart like that? You guys
So
have any
they
opinions?
still won that game, right? They won that game, right?
They did.
Yeah. So they're in first place, aren't they? Technically. Yeah, they won
Of
2
the
games.
shitty division.
They're
That's
first
the-
in the NFC least.
yeah,
Yeah. So, and then the Eagles, your pick for the Super
yeah,
Bowl.
boy.
Right? How'd that go?
I gotta tell you though, my squad's looking good. I gotta tell you, Pittsburgh's rolling, baby.
Yeah, they look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. There you go. We'll have to watch that this week. Unfortunately, I think we're going to get the Lions in the Jacksonville game.
Oh, we all driving to BB's house.
Yeah,
But
what am
it's an away game, so you'll definitely get it.
Yeah, that's like the only 1 o'clock game, probably fucking Sunday.
Oh.
I got to find something to do. Hey, want to watch some more Banshee?
Well, with no fans, I guess without having fans and stands, I guess there are no blackouts for.
Oh yeah, that's
Right,
true
there's
too.
not going to
Yeah.
be any non-sellout blackouts anymore.
Yeah.
Jesus. That's terrible. I need DirecTV immediately. So now I'm not going to do a full-scale online unboxing, but I wanted to show everybody this. I will be installing this week EUFY. How do you call it?
Eufy or something like that.
It's a
You're at the
Ankler.
main there, yeah.
Yeah, this is a popular brand here. The Ankler. A lot of people know.
Anchor does a lot of
Anchor.
Anchor does a bunch of like cell phone accessories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anchor does like those battery banks and stuff like that. is
Yeah,
how
well,
I
apparently they
know.
do a lot of security cameras as well.
Oh, okay.
So, but for some reason, FUE or whatever the fuck the name.
Let's
of
go
it.
with Eufy.
These are regular $200. Now Prime Day came around, and they were still $200 on Amazon. But for some reason,
Have you been eyeballing these for a while?
yes, I've been ever since the day I got his Ring one.
The ring ones are nice.
Yeah, they are. But there's some things I wanted to keep in mind. I don't want to pay a monthly fee to have my stuff monitored.
You don't have to with ring.
I know, but if you want the backup, this has no fee whatsoever.
Does it got an SD card or something?
Yeah, it's got built-in memory, and then what happens is once the memory's filled, it just rewrites over.
Yeah.
I'd rather have that than I don't want any cloud or any payments or any crap
Okay.
like that.
So you want a local recording?
yeah. That's
What if
all
I
want.
walk up and smash it with a bat?
Well, then I'm fucked.
Okay.
Well, you'd have to smash it, pull out the memory card, and smash that. That's awful. That's awful detailed.
I'm just saying.
And there's 2 of them. So
How many of these are you doing?
2. I'm doing
2.
one on the front of the house, one on the side of the house. I'm replacing the front lamp with one of these, and then the side lamp floodlights.
Okay.
If I like them and they work out, there's one on the back of my house at the very top of the house. It's a motion detected one. I'm gonna put one there too. It's depending on now regular 200. Best Buy had them for $129.
That's a pretty good deal.
So ironically,
40% off.
yeah, Prime Day, I got the better deal. So Best Buy wanted to compete with Amazon, so they had a big sale at the same time.
Oh, they did.
So I started comparing them all. Now the Ring one is like $300. The Ring one's the one Dad has. It makes sense.
The Ring cameras are really good.
I know they are, but
The
the
resolution.
reviews-
Are you gonna get the same resolution that a Ring camera has?
This claims it. It claims
God, dude,
1080p full HD is
Yeah,
what it's
those
claiming.
Ring cameras look beautiful.
So when I install it, probably this Saturday, by next week, next podcast, I can tell you what those videos do.
Okay.
And I'll bring in my iPad. I'm gonna put it on my iPad because I don't want my phone chirping every.
Oh,
like
okay.
Dad's chirping with the
yeah,
story.
but that's a notification setting that our old man just doesn't want to change.
Yeah, but I'd rather just have it on the iPad and put it on Michelle's phone. Ironically, Michelle's the one who wanted these. So in that we have where we live, we have an alley right next to us.
Not to mention you got to catch a boyfriend sneaking into a bedroom.
Yeah, I gotta catch a big kid. Well, I gotta put that on the other side of the house then.
Oh, man.
And there've been teenage kids hanging out in cars late at night over there, and Michelle's
Over where?
in the alley behind those buildings.
Oh.
I think they're either selling dope or they're having sex, one of the two. So Michelle just wants to keep them away, make sure she has some kind of backup in case. They haven't really done anything. They're very quiet. They've been there about every other night. Holly sees
What
them
kind of
sometimes.
SD card you putting in them?
It comes with built in. It's got I forget what it is. It said it online. It doesn't
So
say
this
it
is
online.
going to replace. This is like the Ring feature that replaces your floodlight. So
Yeah,
you're going
yeah.
to pull the existing
This is gonna be
floodlight
motion
out.
censored,
Yeah.
taking it out, and then putting this in. So
And again, we talked about it midweek. What is your Wi-Fi saturation to these areas? Have you
I
gone
did test
out?
that. I had to test
Did you
it on
go
my
out?
iPad.
Yeah,
I
that's
went
what I was gonna
outside.
say.
It still seemed pretty good.
How many bars you get?
I was
What
getting
kind-
3 bars outside the
The
house.
biggest
and
thing you
4
should
or
have ran
5
is a
on the
speed
inside.
test. Did you run a speed test while you were out there?
Yeah, it was like 10 down, 10 up.
okay.
Not the greatest in the world, but
You think you should be able to maintain it low
yeah.
enough
So,
for the
and I guess we'll find out.
yeah. So
and-
you haven't opened one of these yet?
No, this is the first I've opened it.
That
It's
camera's
pretty-
huge.
It's
Jesus.
bigger than I thought it was.
Yeah.
gonna be.
Wow.
So I don't know if you could see this thing, Bill, but that's a pretty good sized camera.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So that goes into the wall there.
LED lights.
Yeah, LED lights.
okay.
So it would look something like this, I imagine.
That thing's huge. Jesus Christ.
What is this?
I would assume it's a pigtail to plug it in and program it before you install it.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Now Jesus, you just broke the shit off.
That lasted a long time.
Oh wow. Take that shit back to Best Buy.
It pops in and out.
I think they want you to configure in the house before
Yeah,
you take
so
it out.
I'm gonna imagine it goes like this on the side of the house. You can mess with the lights there. This is a lot bigger than I
That
thought.
camera's enormous. Jesus.
Yeah. So
How frequently is that going to need to be charged?
It's not. It's all hard
not.
line.
It's hard line right
Yeah.
into the house. So you remove.
Oh, I see.
You remove your
Yeah.
floodlight on the side of the house, and then just go from there.
Yeah, never do the battery ones. The battery ones are the worst.
Yeah, they got little independent battery ones you can put on the side.
Arlo's.
Allegedly, they're gonna last 365 days.
No way.
No way.
That's with no traffic.
Yeah, so this is a little look. There's really nothing else in the box. I mean, there's some.
I mean, it
instructions
basically
and
just
stuff.
looks like the whole camera thing.
Yeah,
I'll be
it's-
curious to see what kind of watt equivalent are the lights for your safety side of
I
it.
don't know. That's a good question.
Are they going to be bright or are they going to be?
I mean, it seems it. I don't-
What are some of the reviews online saying?
Everyone's
about
positive. It has like 40
Okay.
reviews. I didn't see one negative,
it? Oh, okay.
which was not, and they weren't all 5 stars. Some 4 and
Yeah,
3,
yeah.
but most people liked it, and a lot of people use them for like on the side of barns. I was like, okay,
Who has Wi-Fi saturation to the side of their barn?
I don't know where the hell you're living, but so that's. a
I'll be
look.
curious to see some imagery next week when you bring them in to see once
Yeah,
you get
I'll show you
hooked
some
up.
videos and how
Yeah.
it worked. So that's going to be
Because,
my
like I
project
said,
for
the
this
one thing
weekend.
you're competing with, the Ring cameras, there's no doubt in my one of the best looking visuals come off Ring cameras. Like they are a great camera system.
Now
for
this
that.
claims to record color images at night too, so I don't know how well that's going to work.
It's probably got an IR sensor on it. And stuff.
Yeah, so it looks nice, a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, Jesus Christ,
Yeah,
that
so-
camera's enormous.
So Steve, I won't have a Ring doorbell.
Do they have other Eufy security things? Can you
Yes,
not
yes.
get the floodlights? Can you get like a regular Ring?
Yes, they
looking
have
one?
like little regular outdoor lights. They got indoor lights. They got a base station where you can add as many lights as you want. This one doesn't have a base station; it just runs off an app. and then you Wi-Fi to it. And
So
I'm
in
not a big
theory,
fan of the
you
base
can
station.
expand.
I can, yeah. Like I said,
so you could do something inside your house if you wanted to.
yeah, they have
Something.
indoor lights as well,
Yeah.
and all the prices vary on how much you want and how much. But there's a look at the security camera that I'll be having. So if anyone breaks into my house, I'll have video footage of them.
Until they take a bat to it.
Until they take a bat to it. I mean, it's got to be harder on thieves these days with all this stuff, all these things people are putting on
You
their
know, my
houses.
house, I'm a crazy person. I got cameras everywhere in this house. I don't care.
Michelle doesn't want them on the inside of the house, but she said the outside is good.
Because no one wants to see her to do the dash from the bathroom to the bedroom.
The butt naked dash.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I'm probably going to put one on the back of the house and then maybe get a smaller camera for the side of the house where Holly's bedroom window.
You probably should need some on the inside to check on your dogs and stuff like that, too.
I don't care about them. That's fine. They're fine. They're okay. Not just
That's
kidding.
your journey.
No, they're fine.
B, you got any cameras in your house or anything?
Well, we have the Ring doorbell, which has a camera with it, but we years ago I bought a camera system for the inside to keep an eye on the dogs that never got put up. So other than that, no, not really.
Did you install the Ring?
Yes.
Pretty simple.
It should just be 2 wires, I'm pretty sure, is all it is.
I'm just asking.
No.
I didn't know if he had it professionally done or he did it himself.
No, it's not complicated. The doorbell was easy. You set it up inside. You connect it to whatnot. Once it reaches the Wi-Fi, all you have to do is mount it onto the, on the trim where the doorbell was, the other doorbell was in it.
The biggest consideration with all those things, and I tell a lot of people when I talk about recommendations, I talk to people, you just got to make sure you got the Wi-Fi saturation. That's the biggest thing that people never take into account. They get all this shit, and it's like, did your signal dies on the outside of your house? Like, what do you do now?
Yeah, well, I've already looked up Wi-Fi extenders and stuff. So that's,
If you talked about it midweek.
If this doesn't catch on to the Wi-Fi, but it'll still record even though if it don't go to your app.
But you want the push. You
Yeah.
don't want it to pull it down. Hold on, let me get the SD
let me get
card.
this card out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to have problems with Wi-Fi, range and whatnot, and then after I got that Google Whole Home Wi-Fi.
Oh, you bought the mesh network one with all the different pods and everything?
Yeah, I got one with 3 pods.
Yeah.
How much that
So
cost?
it's
a couple $100, right? $300-$400.
$300-$400. I've got it a while ago, but it's pretty much solved all the Wi-Fi issues because I used to have problems getting good Wi-Fi in the office, and now I have a pod in here, so there's no problem at all.
Yeah, the mesh networks are nice. Mesh networks are really good, and they're really simple to set up, which is, so I've got a crazy system. I talked again, Steve, about this is my 3 different routers and everything. But like for the average homeowner, it's a pretty good system because then they'll just pick up, you configure one that's the main base, and then the other 2 just talk to it, and you can kind of put them in those dead zones and stuff, so. Pretty nice. There's a handful of differences. Euro makes one. Google makes one. Those mesh networks are really good stuff.
All right, so there you go. We got a little techie on you people, but you come to my house, you're going to be on video. So just so you know. All right. So now we got a lot of new stuff coming because it's the fall season, and it varies on what you actually want to see or not. All right. So first up, one new of what to watch. Dream House Makeover. The title's pretty self-explanatory, right? I don't really. This is on Netflix. So I'm not a big house makeover guy. Every once in a while when I'm at the doctor's office and like HGTV's on in the office, I'll watch it, but I'm not going to go out of my way to find any kind of home improvement thing. So I'm a no, Charles.
Tell you what, you put Chip and JoJo Gaines on there. I'm gonna watch it. I love Chip and JoJo, but their stuff hasn't launched yet, and I don't know what's going on with them, but I don't know from this one on Netflix, so I'm probably a no, but you put Chip and JoJo, I'm listening.
Bill, are you going to watch Home Improvement?
Probably not on Netflix. That's one of those things, if I happen to go past it, I may stop for a while, but I don't seek it out too much.
Speaking of home and house stuff, Al Borland, and that's not his real name, but the guy who played Al Borland on Home Improvement, and Tim Allen are supposed to get together and make a new show on History Channel about home improvement and stuff. I'm not exactly sure what it's supposed to be about. But
Richard Karn, I believe
that's
is
his name. Yeah.
name.
So
He's also the dad off Pen 15. He plays Maya's dad on Pen 15.
did not know that.
Yeah.
But they're supposed to have a new show coming back out together where they're supposed to look at like home improvement stuff.
Tim Allen's a little too much for me anymore with his weird, like extra, like the last
he's
man.
playing a character and not being
everyone
himself.
tells me to like watch Last Man Standing, but it's just way too far righty. And
It's okay to me, but I don't go out. That's another one.
Yeah.
Like home improvement, like
Yeah.
HGTV. I don't go to my way to find it. What?
It got real over the top political
Later,
when it
didn't
switched
it?
network.
Yeah.
First couple seasons were okay, but the problem with that show is they're swapping actors like every season.
Oh, yeah?
He had like 30 different girls play his daughter. I swear they did. Anyways, we're getting off track. Now, this next one's coming back. This is David Letterman. My next guest needs no introduction. This show primarily, for me, is based on the guests. I'm only going to watch the guests I'm interested in, like Zach Galifianakis or someone I really like.
Howard.
Yeah, so Howard Stern. So it depends on his guest. So I'm a maybe. Charles?
I'm a huge yes. I watch these when they come out, as soon as they come out.
Even with people you don't like?
I love David Letterman. His form of interview is great. I also like his weird behind the scene things where he goes to like maybe to their house or their parents' house and stuff like that, and he kind of wanders around like the city they're known for. Love the show. Huge yes.
And Bill, are you a big Netflix David Letterman fan?
I've never actually seen this show, but it sounds kind of interesting. I may check it out.
It's him on a soundstage talking to someone. That's really all it is.
Yeah. And he's had some good guests. Obama's one of them. George Clooney. Howard
He's had
Stern,
a whole bunch of
obviously.
the one
Zach
Indian
Galifianakis.
girl who won the Nobel Prize.
Yeah,
the
that's one I
Pakistani
didn't
girl.
watch.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know.
I love that show.
Yeah.
Love it.
Next up, now, this is a very interesting, this is a historical kind of movie. Are you familiar with Alan Sorkin?
He's the one who writes all those dramas, right?
Yes, he wrote The West Wing.
Yeah,
he wrote
tons of
The
dramas.
Social Network.
People love his stuff.
Yeah, and the Show Network.
He
He's
did
had a
that
lot of
one
stuff.
like Saturday Night Live behind the scenes one. What was that one called? With Bradley Whitford and all that kind of stuff.
Got me on that one. But
Yeah.
he wrote a movie called The Trial of the Chicago Seven. Sacha Baron Cohen's in this. Also the guy off of Eddie Redmayne who plays the Fantastical Beasts of Harry Potter fame. In 1968, there was a riot in Chicago. And a year or two later, they put the 7 people they felt were the insiders of the riot, Sacha Baron Cohen being one of them, and the other guys being one, and put them on trial. That's the basis of the movie. It's gotten great reviews so far. I'm always skeptical of Netflix movies, but I'm gonna say yes, I'll probably watch it. Charles?
I was a little excited that you were going to talk to me about a mafia thing or something like that right now, like a mobster trial or something is what it sounded like.
No.
You made a hard turn on me and lost me. I fell out the car when you did that hard turn. Riots? What happened to like Capone or something? No.
Yeah. Bill, what are your thoughts?
You know, I was surprised at the actors that are on this. You mentioned Sacha Baron Cohen and
Eddie
Daniel
Redmayne.
Flaherty, but there's also like Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Michael Keaton's in it.
Wait, who? Because Steve always messes
Gordon-Levitt.
Gordon-Levitt, Joseph, whatever his name.
I mean, I know the historical context of the Chicago 7. This actually involved riots that were surrounding this 1968 Democratic National Convention. It was in Chicago, and so I'm not going to run out and watch it as soon as possible. But if I'm looking for something to watch, I'd probably watch it.
Rumor is this was slated to be at the theater, but instead they sold it to Netflix. Yeah. All right. So, what the Constitution means to me? This is an Amazon special. This screams political crap I don't want to see. I'm a no. Charles?
Is this Schoolhouse Rocks by any chance? If it's Schoolhouse Rocks,
They're a
I'm
Bill, a lovely Bill.
Is it going to be like cool 70s animation? If it
No,
is,
I
I'm
think
into
this is
it.
total
It's
documentary.
Amazon. I'm a no.
All right. And Bill?
I was kind of trying to take a look what it is here. Oh, this is like a. Oh my God! So if this is about about a teenager who earned her college tuition by winning constitutional debate competitions across the U.S. This absolutely not. This is just it's not interesting. No.
All right. This next one is probably for Lorna more than us three. Once Upon a Snowman. Josh Gad is back playing Olaf. I think it's a mini movie based on this character from Frozen. I'm a big no. Charles?
I got to tell you.
Can't wait. That's all.
Mandalorian has got to come out quickly, or else Disney Plus is hitting the bricks. I'm telling you, there's nothing on
You
that
are
service.
not shit-canning that before the Mandalorian.
Dude, I'm just
I know
telling
you're
you.
not.
As soon as Mandalorian's over, I'm going to take a long, hard look. Because I am struggling with that service. I don't know. I'm a no.
Bill?
I'm a what? I have no
Oh.
idea what this is.
All right, and now in a long line of I should be in another Taken comes Honest Thief. This is coming to theaters with Liam Neeson. How many of these type of movies has he made now?
He's made 17 of them, all with different names.
Oh my God, I'm a big no.
Taken
on this.
17.
How is this not direct to DVD? I'm a no, Charles.
I'm with you. I didn't watch any of the other random Taken wannabes. I'm a no.
And Bill?
I didn't even watch the original Taken, so
The original
no.
Taken's a good movie.
That's the only one you should
Yeah.
watch. All right. Or maybe the one where he's fighting wolves with a broken bottle in his hand. I don't know. That was crazy. All right. Now, this is a new thing with wrestling. So now SmackDown's also on here. SmackDown and Raw are having their season debut. This is a new thing they do. So they try to pack it with old stars and stuff. No, I'm not watching. There's no crowd. Wrestling's still bad. No. Charles?
You know I'm a no. It ain't happening.
And Bill?
Yeah, I can't do it. It's just no. It's that bad.
Yeah. All right, now we're going to network television where a lot of stuff starts in the next couple of weeks. First up, that already started, I think, Wednesday. Charles already
I
knows.
watched it,
The Amazing Race is back on CBS. I'm not a fan of this show, so I'm a no, Charles.
This is season 31 or 32 of this show. It's getting to Survivor length. It's like, dude. And they filmed all this before the pandemic.
Isn't there a football player in this one?
Yeah, there is. There's two. I don't know. The Carolina Panthers is what they were saying.
I didn't recognize the name.
I didn't even recognize them either. So I love The Amazing Race. I can't believe how long it's been on. I love it. I'm a yes.
And Bill?
I've actually never seen the show, so I don't really know much about it. The only thing I know about this season is that there's a BP employee in there. Apparently, the lady, the name's Hung. Her and her husband, I guess, won the first
Yeah,
challenge.
I was gonna say they won the first leg.
Yeah. I really don't know much about the show, so I don't really have an opinion on it.
And let me ask you, as an avid Amazon race watcher. Sorry.
Amazon what?
Amazing
Race?
What?
I said Amazon.
Well, Steve had a stroke.
Yeah, I did.
think.
Something went wrong there. The ghost pepper got me. So, and reality shows in general,
Yeah.
the Survivor and stuff. Anyone that's like, okay, so you got those football players, you've had basketball players, you've had Jimmy Johnson on Survivor. Is anyone that was kind of a semi-celebrity outside of the show
No,
ever
because
win it?
once there's always an element of like choice or like who they gang up on, and they gang up on rich people.
So they never
happens
win?
every time. When anyone of note is on there, like they gotta go.
the first one's gone.
Yeah,
Because like Dancing with the Stars, well, they're all stars, allegedly, but yeah.
they're
But
all kind of equal. and
Amazing
whatever.
Race and Survivor, I can't think of anybody that's been
Yeah,
popular.
anytime they put a name on there, like we gotta gang up. That dude's got money.
Yeah, he's got to go. All right, so never mind. Now, the one Charles is looking forward to, Supermarket Sweep with Leslie Jones. I know I'm going to see this just because of my wife, so I'm a yes. Charles?
Supermarket Sweep is an amazing television show. I didn't realize how much I watched the old one. We already tore through the Netflix ones. Leslie Jones is great. She's good when she's not on SNL. Like, she's good when she's just over the top and loud. This is going to be great. I'm a yes on Supermarket Sweep on ABC.
Bill?
You know, I never saw the original Supermarket Sweep,
You're not missing
but
much.
How dare
seen a
you.
couple of the commercials for this, and it looks kind of interesting. I think I will watch it just to give it a chance and see how it is.
They run around like the old school like shopping sprees that existed in the 80s. Except there's no toy store. It's in a supermarket. It's great.
You know how many times I entered the Toys R Us?
Oh, my God.
Never won.
Why don't those exist anymore?
I don't know.
Because toy stores don't.
Now, this next one, now, Charles always talks about man crushes I have with Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Oh, no. Is he
I've always
hosting?
been a Joe McHale big fan. I like him.
Do you?
I liked him in Community, and if they ever remade Green Lantern, I think he should be Hal Jordan. I really liked him, but I can't watch this. Card Sharks on ABC coming this week. I'm a big no. This show was terrible in the 70s and the 80s, so I don't know about this. Charles?
What's with them redoing for prime time? And as I just told you, I love Supermarket Sweep, but like doing these game shows for prime time all the time.
It must be easy to make and get big ratings.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe. I'm a no on Card Sharks. I don't have it. I don't mind Joel McHale as much as you apparently love him, so he's okay.
Yeah, I liked him on Community a lot. Bill?
I loved Sharks when I was a little kid. So
he watched Card Sharks and not Supermarket Sweep. I hate you, BB.
I watched not a cartoon, but he watched Card Sharks.
I also am a bit of a Joel McHale fan. So yeah, in fact I have already watched it.
Oh,
I didn't watch the newest episode, but I have watched it a handful of times on ABC. So yeah, I'll watch that. And underrated show. It was only on for a couple seasons that he was on. It's kind of a stupid, kind of funny show. Was The Great Indoors.
I remember that he was ripping on millennials the whole time when he
work somewhere like
he worked for like
a REI type thing.
Yeah, he was like a outdoorsman legend kind of thing, and ended up in the office with a bunch of millennials that just did nothing but sit in front of a computer.
I liked him on Community. Community was good for about 3 seasons.
Ken Jeong made Community, and you know it. Well, and so did Donald Glover.
The Indian guy.
No one went there for Joel McHale.
Yeah, he was all right. He was the main guy.
Chevy Chase was actually likable in that show, too.
Yeah, Community was a good show. All right, so after Card Sharks, now talking about season 472, it comes The Voice on NBC. God, they did that. Even Adam
Who are the judges at this point?
I don't know. Bert, Ernie, Cookie Monster, and Elmo.
Waldorf or whatever the guys in the balcony.
Well, it's still Blake Shelton because he has nothing else to do besides this.
He should be at home friggin' finding the future with Gwen Stefani.
Well, she's in the show too.
Oh.
I think Kelly Clarkson's mixed in there somewhere, and John Legend, I think. No, I'm not watching this, Charles.
Yeah, I can't even watch the turnaround section anymore. I'm just not into it at all. I'm a no.
And Bill, are you into The Voice?
No, I'm not into it at all. But when did John Legend suddenly end up on TV every 5 minutes?
He married that attention whore.
He's in everything.
I hate her.
She had a miscarriage and posted it all over social media.
Because she wants everyone to be like, oh my God, she's just so truthful and honest.
Why would you?
She's a crazy person.
Yeah.
I'm not into those two at all.
What?
But then John Legend dedicated a song to her in the Billboard Music Awards this week. So
well, that's touching.
She does annoy the shit out of me too, Steve. I don't know. I can't. And the world loves her. I'm like, I cannot stand this woman.
Yeah, I know.
I like John Legend, but it's starting to become hard.
John Legend is an extremely talented man. I'm not. I don't have an ounce of talent that guy has. I'm not here to tell you that,
it's
but
not like it's him, it's his wife.
It's his wife, and then I'm like, cause you fuck John Legend, I'm supposed to like you? Like, I don't understand.
You're on lip sync battle. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like where's LL?
Yeah. All right, next up, and it's feeling a little long in the tooth, and maybe this should be one of the last seasons, I'll be honest, even though I'm a huge fan. The Goldbergs on ABC. I will watch them. Yes, Charles?
Steve, you're 100% wrong. The show needs to continue on for the next 15 seasons.
We got the guy's 45.
I don't give a shit. I will watch it. I love the Goldbergs. You are wrong. It is great.
Feels a little long in the tooth. Bill, what do you think?
Well, pretty much all I've seen of it so far has been on reruns, but it's pretty funny. I mean, I like it. I don't know that I'm going to start watching it every week, but it's a pretty good show. Yeah, I'll watch it.
All right.
What are they going to do with Coach, with Brian Callen and all the drama he got into?
I don't know. Is that stuff still going, or did they just let him go? I don't know. All right, next up, this one I didn't care for either. The Connors on ABC. I love John Goodman. He's a great guy, but not enough to watch that show. I'm a no, Charles.
So they're going to go and work at Wellman Plastic, which is where they met Booker, the George Clooney character. They're going to go make face shields for the pandemic.
So topical.
Dude,
get out of here.
I get your disdain for it. It has issues, but I can.
Which one of the family members getting COVID? One of them's getting it, right?
They're going to have no health insurance.
There's going to be a struggle.
Yeah,
which one's getting COVID?
You can see it coming a mile away, but I'm going to watch it because I'm a sucker and I love the show.
And then they're going to argue over who to vote for.
Yeah.
Well, Rosie would have voted for Donald. Well, she's gone now.
Oh.
Well, Lori's got... Fuck that show. Bill, what do you think?
I don't like Roseanne. I didn't like her show, and I'm not watching this either. So, no.
All right. So 2-1 on that one.
Yeah, I'm admit it.
I don't even have to ask Charles on this next one. Season premiere of Blackish is coming, or...
It already happened, I guess, that election special.
Maybe my article is a little off, but I always catch it randomly here and there. I don't watch it new, so I'm a no. Charles?
You're doing yourself a huge disservice by not DVRing this show. Best sitcom on TV. You are 100% wrong. It is great. I love it. You knew I was going to say yes.
Why did I even ask you? And Bill, are you going to watch Blackish?
Ding, 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 ding.
I'm telling
Just
you.
everything he just said.
It's great,
Bottom.
man. You're
Must
2
watch
to 1.
Watch it every single week.
All right, that's a look at some season premieres this week. A lot of stuff coming up in this next week. A lot of game shows for you folks. All right, so now let's punch him in the face at Burger King Financial, whatever it is.
At the Fight Island, right?
Burger King Financial Center, BKFC.
Yeah,
Charles, what's
so
happening?
me and you watched a lot more. That BV had to bail a little bit earlier because he was struggling over the Bama stuff. We watched BKFC 13 almost the whole way through. I love bare knuckle fighting. It was on again. I love it every time. Joey Beltran, I ended up watching the rest of it after I got off with you because I had to fall asleep. I catch the rest of the replay. Joey Beltran KO'd freaking Nico Hernandez later into it was good. It's always good. I don't know. I can't get enough of that. I love it. Bare knuckle fighting. The big announcement this week: Conor McGregor is supposed to fight Dustin Poirier in January at 170 pounds.
What's he fight at usually?
A little bit heavier than that, depending on, I believe, but I could be wrong. But nonetheless, we're finally going to get some Conor McGregor, at least for right now. I'm sure there's going to be some drama swirling around this, as there is with all things Conor McGregor.
Is that going to be a good fight?
I'll watch it. He's crazy. I enjoy it. And then the other one, too, we got a big UFC fight night coming up tomorrow night. Brian Ortega, which is a pretty good middleweight.
He makes a good taco seasoning.
That's racist.
Like Ortega.
New York City.
Is fighting the Korean zombie Chan Sung-young, which is the
How's
Korean
that not
zombie.
racist?
Yeah. And then Caitlin Chikujian is fighting Jessica Andre.
I'm out on that one.
And that's Chicks, and that's Steve's favorite.
Her last name is Coochie again?
Chukagian, I believe is how you say it.
Don't look like that.
It's Joseph Gordon-Levitt is fighting. And here we are.
It looks like Cooch again.
So they're still on Fight Island for these two. So we're still catching those
That
out.
was my favorite female fighter, Caitlin Cooch again.
Would you watch chicks fight if it suddenly turned into Cinemax soft porn in the middle of it?
Yeah.
And they quit fighting and just did it? Yes. As long as there's no blood.
What if they did it?
I don't want to see that. Anyways.
What do you do? Like bang a chick and then punch her in the face?
Yeah, not choke her
That's
out.
a weird term.
Yeah,
You
I
just
know.
did it. I don't know. Now we get a little slice of BV life right there.
Poor Abby. All right. So now for the news as we wrap it up, our 2-hour segments. Chromecast, Charles, what did you hate about Chromecast? No remote, right?
Yeah. Well, first of all, it had no interface. You needed your phone to do everything on it. So, like, there wasn't like a home. So, like a Fire Stick, which is very minimal, or a Roku, as you're a big fan of the Roku devices, has like a home screen that you put apps on. And all. The Chromecast had none of that. Like, you had to take your phone and shove it from your phone to the TV all the time. That thing was a turd. I don't know what is going on.
Well, they must have listened to you because now it has its own interface. They've been putting a lot of commercials out and a little white controller remote now.
Needed
So,
it bad.
so they must have got some feedback from people like you and said,
How much is it? Curious, $40 or
I
something
think it's
like
around
that?
50.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big promotion right now. I've seen a lot of commercials for it lately. Well, I did up until this week where now it's all political commercials, but I did see a lot of
God,
commercials.
they've taken over YouTube.
Oh, my
Holy
God.
crap.
I streamed a football game last week because I was doing my model in the basement. Every commercial break was a Biden commercial.
Wow.
Every commercial break. I was like, and that was a major football game. It's like, how much money has this guy got?
He literally bought out all the commercials.
Oh, my God. It was ridiculous.
Do you think that, like, that the TV channels hate when it's not political time because then they actually got to go out and sell ads?
Oh, yeah, so much work.
Yeah, it's like, oh, man, I just wait for that money to roll right in.
Election year, people just hand them blind checks.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You put how many zeros you need. Just keep
oh
them
my
commercials
God.
coming. John James will keep you floating.
I gotta tell you, and then like so to the point, I've kind of grown to love. I have my Apple TVs in the house that I am still a big fan of. But if you're looking for an economical way to get a lot of good, those Fire TV sticks, I got that 4K one in the basement. It's got the horsepower to it. It doesn't get hot like you said. Some of the Roku ones where you can cook an egg on them and stuff.
Yeah.
I love my Fire Stick. That Fire Stick's a good little device. I like it. Only problem is in my interface issues. lot of stuff front and center. That's just like it's very busy. You gotta,
Yeah,
you
it
know.
is.
But I like
Well, on
it.
that Fire Stick, you'll see the Cinemax app. It's on there.
The
I'd say-
Cinemax app. There's a Cinemax app.
That's how I got Banshee.
Oh, jeez.
Family Video didn't have it. I was gonna rent it for $1.
You really need this softcore porn.
Yeah,
too.
Jesus.
Come and get your porn.
All right, now Charles, you ever
It's
wonder
behind the saloon doors.
what kind of contracts these reality show people sign? I put this article on here because I thought this was interesting. A former Bachelorette contestant, allegedly during when the season was airing, or right before it aired, he went on a local radio show and kind of spilled the beans on a little bit of placement and how he did on the show before the show aired.
Which they sign a lot of like NDA
Yeah.
stuff and all that.
Well, guess
so
what
he
happened?
breached a lot of contracts.
He got sued and lost for $100,000 from whatever ABC's company that was suing him. For
I
doing
bet
it.
you it's a pretty cut and dry case too.
Yeah,
It's probably
he lost
driven-
immediately. It was 100.
Yeah, I'm
So
sure.
if you ever
BV
wonder,
can speak to that, like I'm sure once you sign that, you're not going to reveal the results, and you go on a radio show of all things, and didn't come here and tell us the results of this.
yeah.
You deserve it, buddy.
Yeah, so next time you go spill some beans, you come to Fat Guy Podcast.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
For the record, we are not liable for anything.
BB as our lawyer and
I'll write you some legal disclaimers at
Yeah.
the end of the show. but-
So I always wondered that, and now I have proof of it. If someone they got $100,000 loss,
I mean, if you think about it, it really does sacrifice the value of that show if someone's
Yeah.
out there kind of bullshitting around.
Yeah.
So
and
I get why they do it. They got to protect the product.
it was a local radio, so he probably didn't think no one was gonna catch wind of it, and whoop, guess what happened? So I thought that was interesting.
And not in 2020, you ain't gonna be able to get away with that shit. You know.
Yeah. Now, continuing on with some of the sports ratings. Last week, Dancing with the Stars and Big Brother beat out the National League Championship Series in ratings on television. 2 reality shows. Big Brother beat.
Who watches Big Brother? Like
Apparently more
you
people
joke
than
at me all the
baseball.
time about how much I watch reality shows. Big Brother is unwatchable. I don't understand.
It's just people sitting around the living room. Every time I've seen it, they're doing nothing sitting around the living room.
Who is watching this Truman Show thing? I don't understand.
I don't know. It's terrible. But apparently more people than baseball. So baseball's ratings are worse than reality shows. Now, Dancing with the Stars I kind of get, but they're still on their 20th season or whatever.
Maybe it's just sports in general are just taking a hit, man.
Yeah.
Like everyone wants to.
Well,
What's going on with the NBA, NFL? Maybe it's just people are bummed about.
And baseball
sports
did
or
that
something.
thing right before the season started too, where the owners and players are pissing back and forth over money and time. So people kind of take that shit personally. I don't know why, but they do. So I don't know. So there you go. Bill, have you watched any of that? You're the only one close to being a baseball fan out of the three of us.
You know what? I have watched a little bit of the baseball just the last few days or so.
Mm-hmm.
Not much, but I just the National League Series has been boring as all hell. The American League, the Tampa Rays went up on the Astros 3-0 in the series, and the Astros look like they're about to force a Game 7. So that's at least kind of interesting. But I wonder, do you put any stock in this ratings, being that the two shows, Dancing with the Stars and Big Brother, on standard network television and the National League Championship Series has all been on TBS?
It could be a lend to some of it, yeah.
People don't know where to find it, maybe, or
Yeah,
something.
but
I don't
TBS
know.
has been around a long time. You think that?
I
wouldn't
would
be
like
hard.
to hear, like, when they sit around in a room and the owners are there, like, what their theory is on why
Yeah.
viewership is down, like, legit style. Like, what is the theory? You know?
Next baseball game before it starts, they're gonna have a film of just players sitting around a living room doing nothing.
Just show the locker room for 4 hours. And just sitting there.
They're like, look, it's like Big Brother. Watch it. Charles Barkley's gonna start doing baseball games.
I think it's a sport in trouble.
Yeah. Well, apparently basketball too. Who knew? Ironically, I think baseball still draws higher ratings than basketball, or makes more money. Because I did the same thing. I made the same face with Randy, and I looked it up, and I'm almost.
How is that possible?
Hey, Bill, can you look that up? Which one has better ratings, baseball
Like
or
TV
NBA?
revenue or something? Like, what is the? There's got to be a
viewership
weird
viewership per sport. NFL dominates everybody, but second place, I'm almost positive with
Is
baseball.
baseball?
Yeah, as of like
I don't
2018.
believe that. There's no way.
I argued with Randy about it too, and then I looked it up. I was like, oh man, I lost that.
Because like the NBA is by far the most growing product in the whole country right now. Like
You
what?
think that?
How? What?
Well, are we talking about higher ratings or more overall viewers? Because the season is twice as long
Yeah, that might be a factor
in
of it.
baseball.
There's got to be some kind of weird asterisk to it because it just doesn't
baseball
add up.
teams for revenue too. Baseball teams also they revenue share the national contract, the money for the TV money for the nationals, but they all also have their own individual contracts with local television for their in their own markets. NBA may have that as well. I'm not sure, but
I'd like to see who averages more per contest, like per game. How many people tune into a NBA game relative to a baseball game? There's no way that's close. There's no possible
Here it is. Okay,
way.
here's an article. This is a sports show, whatever. Most popular sports in America, 2020 updates. Number 1, American football, NFL. Number 2, baseball, MLB.
Based on what? This is crazy. I don't know, man. I'm with you. I would have never
3 is basketball.
It's got to be
4
just...
is NHL. And then it's followed by soccer.
Wait, where's bowling for Bob? Where's bowling?
Tennis is 6. Golf is 7. Wrestling comes in at 8.
where's Australian rules football?
Motorsports 9, and then badminton at 10.
So wait, badminton beat bowling. Oh, sorry, Bob.
Yeah, Bob, you got to change
man.
Anna's direction right now.
Wow.
I don't know. Sports on U.S. TV statistics and facts. Maybe.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I never knew that because Randy argued with me. I was like, "You're fucking crazy. We got an argument in the office."
I'm with you. Like, there's no way. Like, it's got to be some kind of weird because there's more games per year, like BV saying, or if per contest. There's no way. There's no way that's possible.
Yeah. So.
And there's no way that overall that Major League Baseball is more popular than the NBA.
No way.
The NBA has a worldwide following. I don't know of anyone outside of like 2 or 3 countries. Excuse me, basically out of the United States, Japan, and then like Central and South America that play baseball at all.
South America is pretty big though.
And the Koreans.
Central. It'd be more
the,
Central America than South America. That would be
you
like
got all of Korea, you got all of
Republic,
Japan.
Venezuela's in South America.
There's got to be some kind of weirdness to this. I need to dig deeper on this. That's crazy.
Yeah, so we'll look that up for next time.
Seems like an anomaly.
But, yeah. All right. Now, Charles, are you a big fan of Clarice and the Silence of the Lambs?
Okay, I guess. The movie was great. Don't get me wrong. But, like, at this point, like, how many years ago was the movie?
Yeah.
How bad are we going to beat this dead horse? I don't know.
Well,
man.
CBS wants to beat it a little more, kick it right in the balls. Silence of the Lambs prequel series following, I think the name of the show is going to be Clarice. It's going to be following how she joined the
playing
FBI.
her, I wonder.
I don't know. But they got to put it on the app, right? You can't put something like that on network TV. That's going to be so terrible. A whitewashed, no cussing, serial killer chasing FBI agent that never sees blood or anything. Come on, that's going to be terrible on network television.
Steve's already bored.
Yeah, I'm already out.
Yeah, Steve's like, no, I'm good.
Now let me ask a question for the room. Any of you guys watch Dexter when it was in its prime on Showtime?
I know that, for example, my boss was oddly obsessed with it. So there's
Brandon
people that
Weeks'
get
brother
way
was.
into it. Yeah.
Brandon and his woman watched all 8 episodes, all 8 seasons.
Yeah, loved it. And I guess it's a serial killer who kills other serial killers in
Yeah,
some
and he
way.
works for the police somehow, but no one knows he's a serial killer.
Yeah, weird.
For 8 seasons somehow. Well, a lot of people bagged on that show because they didn't like the series finale. They said it was terrible. I don't know. I never watched it, but they said the series it was like Sopranos level bad on the ending of the show. So they are bringing a 10-episode limited series to Showtime back with all the original cast to finish it out and make amends for the bad ending that it gave you the first time. So if you are a Dexter fan, I guess it's time to tune in to Showtime next year. Now this next one is. Now, they redid Dune, and there's a lot of positive buzz behind Dune.
Bumped it, though.
Yeah, they bumped it like everything else.
For a whole year or some shit. I was like, Jesus, that's quite the bump, guys. Like, golly.
Now, another studio called Legendary Studios, they do a lot of work with Warner Brothers and stuff like that. They are looking into Buck Rogers. Now, not only do they want a movie series, they want an anime series. They want a television series. They want to hit the whole kit and caboodle with this Buck Rogers.
They want the full IP.
They want the full IP, and that's what they're looking at, their next big thing behind Dune, after Dune. So you're looking at Buck Rogers is back with the beady. Buck Rogers came out in like 1979, 1978.
I have no friend.
I was 3 or 4 years old. I saw a couple of reruns.
No clue on Buck Rogers.
I couldn't tell you. I know he's been around since the 30s. He used to be a radio serial thing with Lone Rangers and them.
BV, when you weren't watching Card Sharks, were you watching Buck Rogers?
No, but I did on a few occasions see Duck Dodgers in the 24th and a half century.
Yeah, well, if they bring that back, that'd be awesome. But so all you big Buck Rogers fans, and I imagine if this hits pretty well, you'll be seeing a Flash Gordon renaissance.
I guess I don't want to poo-poo it because one of the biggest shows me and you loved is
Battlestar.
Is Battlestar Galactica.
70s TV show.
And if you were to ask us before, we're like, nah, I don't know. And we loved that show.
So Buck Rogers, hopefully he'll do the same.
I don't even know the premise of Buck Rogers.
Wannabe Star Wars, from what I understand.
Okay. If they can turn it around good, I'm listening.
He's like a Han Solo type fighter pilot,
Swaggy.
space pilot, swag. Has a lot of chick. Some of the articles I read, like they all have that 70s chest hair hanging out their outfits. And
Hopefully
stuff.
they replicate that.
Yeah, they gotta dress them in like 70s outfits. That would be
What if it's like a Cinemax thing and they're all banging all the time? He's like, what the hell's going on?
Going to the
Buck
planet.
Rogers are boning all
Buck
the
Rogers
time.
on the planet of clitorius. Yeah, that would be very interesting. So this next one's making me a little worried, and I'm going to tell you why. We heard they were filming Coming to America 2. Mm-hmm. And apparently
it's about Akeem's son.
Yeah, and apparently it is finished. And the studio, which is I think Paramount or Universal, sold it to Amazon for only $125 million. So you telling me they had no confidence to make more? They couldn't have just held it off until the theaters are back, or they thinking maybe make $200-300 million, or they just thinking they know it's kind of a turd. Let's sell this and get some money for it now to Amazon. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know how the movie financials are one of the most complex things. When you get into that, and maybe $125 million guaranteed is better than rolling. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't know how distribution works in the cinematic worlds and all that. I know it's complex. I'll be the first to tell you. But as me and you've argued about 1,000 times on this show, you don't know what the state of the theater union is. I mean, AMC is talking about how they're about to be broke and stuff like that. So I feel, and I'm in the other camp, Steve's in the one camp, I'm in the other, but movie theaters are really, like, all joking aside, are in really bad shape, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And here's another thing that's nervous. It's supposed to come out, according to the article, December 18th this year. It's already mid to late October. I have not seen a trailer or a teaser trailer for it. That's usually bad news if they're hiding the trailers. Bill, what are your thoughts? You liked Coming to America.
Coming to America is one of my all-time favorite movies. Love it. I almost just don't want to see this even come out because I'm worried it could like kill the whole freaking legacy of the original movie.
Oh, it's probably going to do that.
Leave it alone.
Eddie Murphy needs money.
Eddie Murphy doesn't need money.
Apparently he does. But I will say, Netflix Dolomite, that was an excellent movie.
I loved it.
Yeah. They also have, I was reading the article too, they have ad campaigns already scheduled with McDonald's and Crown Royal. They're going to be supporting this movie. Crown Royal. So I don't know. If they're releasing
I'll tell you this much. I want it to be good.
Oh, all three of us, I think, want it to be good.
From a pure love of a movie standpoint, the first Coming to America is so good from beginning to end. It is a fantastic motion picture. And if I can get more of that, I'm all for it. And it doesn't even have to really reinvent the wheel. It just has to kind of be as good as the first one, and I'm in. But like you said, there's a lot of red flags happening here. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. But
Bill, gut feeling, movie's going to be good or a turd?
It's going to be total and complete trash.
Oh, man.
Jesus.
I would love, with Charles, I would love it to be great, but it's just one of those things you just kind of know it won't be.
This has Blues Brothers 2000 written all over it.
Oh, wow.
Remember that? I was kind of looking for it. John Goodman as a Blues Brother? I was like, all right.
I think that anymore, they aren't going to, they're just literally going to try to tug at the me and the BVs of the world that are so in love with the first one that they're going to keep shoehorning in. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like this new one is literally going to be, oh, man, we got to get in him, and oh, man, we got to get in this, and oh, man. Like, I think it's going to just check a bunch of boxes and really not need to have been made.
I got a bet for you guys. Over under on 3 number of characters Eddie Murphy plays in the movie.
Over for sure. Over. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. Over.
He'll
Arsenio
play-
Hall will play at least 3. What are you talking about?
I'll take that a step further. I think he'll be over 3 within the first 20 minutes of the movie.
I mean, yeah, wow. That's my cold lock pick of the week.
Eddie Murphy will be more than 3 characters in Coming to America too. All right. Well, hopefully we're all wrong, and it's a great movie. Charles won't see it because it's on Amazon. I'll tell him if it's good or
We
not.
won't be.
Yeah. All right. Now, I want to stick with the Amazon thing, the last thing of the day. I mean, Amazon Prime Day is huge. It's on the news every year.
Dude, it takes over my gadget blogs. It's all over.
It's everywhere. And every time I go on there, sure, Charles found some pots. And I couldn't even
They
find...
were a great deal.
I mean,
Just
you'll
so
get
we
some random shit, but like I wanted to get an extra controller for my PC, either Xbox or PS4. None of those are on sale. Just the generic knockoff third-party ones.
The Mad
no
Cats.
real good game sales anywhere. I never see the great deals on Prime, and that's just games. I'm talking about even on these cameras. They were better on Best Buy.
As someone who has Amazon devices in every room of his house,
That's the best time to buy it.
that's the best time to buy those devices. I'll tell you that. Or any smart home tech. Not necessarily the one you were in particular looking for, but like a lot of the smart home tech goes on sale during that. And I don't know. What's funny to me is you hit on it already, how ubiquitous Amazon Prime Days. We talk about the environment 364 days out of the year, but then when Amazon Prime Day is coming around, like everyone's got to get 17 boxes shipping to their houses, and it's totally cool. And if you don't, they're like, you don't do Amazon Prime Day? Like, wait, what? Like, I don't know. It's just a weird thing. It's very American. It's very consumerist and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know. I like I said, the problem is, and BV can attest to this, as he has Amazon boxes streamed to his house, is those rabbit holes you can go down. Like I said, I bought a case of Big Leagues Chew because I could. It's the craziest
I posted
thing.
a post on Facebook. I shared it. It has a picture of Big Leagues Chew, and the guy's opening it, and it says the most flavorful 45 seconds of your life.
It really is. Dude, ground ball grape is the single best.
It's great for about a minute.
Dude, oh my
There's just
God.
a wad of rubber.
I don't know, because we talked about it here, me and my wife and my kiddo did. I love fake ass grape flavor. Dude,
that
it's
is
that
random.
purple ass grape flavor. How much crap did Abby buy on Prime Day, BB?
I don't know really.
She bought Amazon.
She don't even tell him anymore.
Well, yeah, I don't
Ship
really
it to
know.
her work. Way to hide it.
It just shows up, and I don't know, so many boxes I don't really pay attention. But my problem with Amazon Prime Days is they do a really poor job outside of their own stuff. They do a really poor job of advertising the kind of deals you get.
I
Like,
agree
it's
completely.
it's like searching for a needle in a haystack. Now, if you're looking for something specific, and you just do a general search for that, you can pop up a whole bunch of good deals. One of my
Pots and pans, like I did.
yeah, like one of my
But not
coworkers
floodlights.
that apparently with his kids blew out his sound bar, and he went on. He's got like an 86-inch LG TV, so he wanted to get something to match it. So he finds a $300 LG sound bar for $129.
Oh,
With all the discounting and stuff. So I mean, there's deals to be had.
How big a wall does that motherfucker have for an
not
86?
even that. Can we
He's
discuss?
got a big ass house.
But still, okay. You buy this ill-ass 86-inch TV, and you put a crappy sound bar. You don't have surround sound in your house.
300.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, get 7.1. Go. You got an 86-inch screen with a 150-watt sound bar underneath it. Like, come on. You're selling yourself short on the cinematic experience, BB. Let your friend know.
Well, not him, his friend.
I know, but let your friend know they got to up their game on their audience.
Well, I actually had to. We were talking about some of the deals that were in Best Buy last weekend. I had to fight very hard the urge to. They had an 85-inch Samsung LED TV for like $1,700, and I was just like, oh. But I was able.
He's in Best Buy twitching.
Yeah, I was able to control myself and didn't actually buy it. But
You could have bought it with all the Trump bucks you got.
But yeah, there you go. but the rabbit hole things are ridiculous. Like I went on. Just to get a couple of things, like so I buy periodically I needed to buy some more like breathe rights and
'Cause you won't wear a
I buy like the bags and stuff of like Jackling's beef jerky because I like beef jerky a lot.
Gets beef jerky delivered to the house.
So, well, I mean, because I'll get
Breathe
like
rights and beef jerky. Bring it to me.
I'll get like a
That's
bag
more
of,
random
like,
than shit
9
you
of the
bought.
small packages, and then I'll get
I'm
like the
bitching
beef
about
jerky
big league
sticks.
shit.
So I went on just to update that, to reorder some of that stuff. And by the time I was
kinda
done, I had
lucky,
ordered like 3 more coloring books. I was thinking about the podcast. And I was like, we had the audio trouble, so just to be safe, I went looking for a microphone that was more specific for whatever, and it was on a on a tripod, so it would be like closer and would be easier to keep than the kind of the bulky microphone.
$200 later, BB's.
No, that was but yeah. Fortunately, the microphone was only $20 because it could have got really bad. I ended up only spending about $110, but ended up with like 8 different things.
They all gonna come individually boxed too.
Yeah. 7 shipments later.
Yeah, that's the worst. Like, can't you put all this shit in one box?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I was actively looking for things to buy at the time, I'm sure I would have got more stuff. But
All right, so that's Prime Day. I agree with
So
Bill.
did
It's
you
hard
buy
to-
anything on Prime Day? Nothing struck your fancy. I'm surprised
I was looking for
Michelle
Gideons.
doesn't do as much online shopping because
She
she's
really
got,
doesn't. She's
She's
old
a
school
weird
that
thing,
way.
yeah. Because
Every once in a blue moon, she'll hit something on a Disney store or Kohl's.com. Usually, she goes to Kohl's, and if they don't have it in the store, then she comes.
I feel
home
like
and
she
looks
can't hide it as much.
if it comes in a box. Well, you know
You
where
would
she
have
orders
boxes sitting on the.
You know where she
porch
orders
as
a lot
opposed-
online is those fucking pops. Like she orders from Entertainment Earth. It's a whole toy website.
Yeah, I know what Entertainment Earth is.
A lot
We
of
buy cases of shit on Entertainment Earth.
Yeah,
dude.
well, we give 3 or 4 boxes every once in a while. I mean, what are these Harry Potter pops? That's her online thing. She likes that. But most of the time, like as far as Hallmark and Kohl's, she likes to go in person. She likes the texture. I don't know what it is, but it's weird. She's got to go in person.
Old people and technology.
Yeah, she just doesn't like it. All right, that's going to do it for this week. This is episode 119. We got to try some not so hot donuts and everything else.
Say.
So you can catch us on
down with the donut,
fatguyslittlepodcast.com. Al, you can catch us on Facebook, Google Play, iTunes. You mentioned it. We're on it. Spotify. We're all over the place. Please leave us a message and tell us how BV's new microphone worked out for him. So
Also,
he knows he
if
didn't waste his
you were
money.
on The Bachelor and would like to reveal how
Yes,
you did
yes.
on the show,
If you've been on The Bachelor, Amazing Race, or any reality show.
yeah, and you want to spoil it, come on.
Yeah, but we will not pay your legal fees.
yeah.
So until next week, this is Steve.
And Charles.
Let's catch you next time.